and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good morning at 10 o'clock. I'm Chris LaPresti. This report is sponsored by Ray Katina. Experience the power of 3. Visit bensfam.com. Yankees get a much-needed win Sunday to avoid a home sweep at the hands of the Phillies. Ryan McMahon game-tying 2-run double off Zach Wheeler and some sparkling defensive work at third base as well as the Yanks end up holding off Philadelphia 4-3. Aaron Boone certainly liking what he's seen from his new infielder thus far.
Yeah, impact. More good plays. I mean, the play he makes on Turner and kind of the ease with which he does it was pretty impressive. A couple other good ones. And then obviously a big hit there.
Trade deadline coming Thursday. McMahon and Ahmed Rosario already aboard. Tonight you got the Rays coming to town for the first of 4. They've been struggling. Losers of 4 straight, 6 out of 7. Cam Schlittler makes his third big league start, opposed by Drew Rasmussen with pregame coverage here on the Fan and the free Odyssey app beginning at 6:25. Full marks to the Mets. They complete a 3-game sweep out in San Francisco last night. Juan Soto go-ahead opposite field homer, his 25th after Ronald Mauricio went deep as part of a 4-for-4 night at the plate. Couple of doubles for him as well. Edwin Diaz secured the save after loading the bases in the 9th. It ends up a 5-3 victory. That's 7 in a row for the Mets. On to San Diego with the first of 3 against the Padres. Frankie Montas, Dylan Cease starters for a 9:40 first pitch this evening on Mets Odyssey Radio. Good news out of Jets camp this morning. Justin Fields and his dislocated toe participating in 11-on-11 drills appears to be a full go as the Jets are in full pads for the first time this summer as part of training camp. And with Sports Flashes at the top of the hour, I'm Chris LaPresti.
It's Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on WFAN The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
What are the Yankees doing, BT? What a mess we have with the New York Yankees. Obviously, the last thing in the world that you would want would be Aaron Judge getting hurt, and that's exactly what happened here. And to me, a big part of why Judge is still not on the team, he's on the IL, obviously, or not in the lineup, is because the way the Yankees mishandled him. Yet again, the Yankees have an issue here. Judge should be at the very least DHing, and he is not because of the construction of this team.
What's the problem? They won yesterday. We're good.
Yeah,
God
exactly.
Almighty. Sal, it has been a long, rough road here with these Yankees. It has been just unacceptable. So now, let's face it. I don't know a Yankee fan during the period where we didn't really know what was wrong with Aaron Judge that could not think that Aaron Judge was out for a year. That was certainly where my mind was going. He's not, and now you get a chance to piece this thing together. Well, I guess it was about 2 weeks ago or so now. I said, obviously, sell this thing, and that took some heat. The Yankees right now are actually in a pretty interesting position. Now, I'm not saying a good position, but an interesting position. They can do one of two things. They could just they could add, as they've already done. They can roll the dice and hope that Aaron Judge is fine after 10 days, doesn't play the field, just hits and hits well, and they do whatever they do into October. Or they could be a little bit more proactive and say, all right, we could still hope that Aaron comes back. We could still add to this thing here, but we could take a little bit of a different route and call up some guys and trade some pieces. I don't know what they're thinking. All I know is really before yesterday, it's probably one of the most disappointing, grotesque, unacceptable spurts in recent Yankee history. It has been rough.
But don't you think that the Yankees mishandled this whole thing with Judge? If Judge himself, we knew he was hurt. You could see the way he's throwing the ball on Friday night, barely throwing it. Why not allow him to DH? The answer is because they figured they want to get everybody's bat in the lineup. Stands the liabilities we've been saying for years. Yeah. So you can't put him in the outfield, although they could talk about trying to do that now. Like they may not have a choice to put him in the outfield because you physically can't put Aaron Judge out there. But why not just nip it in the bud before it gets worse? Have Judge DH. The most important thing for the Yankees is to have Aaron Judge bat in the lineup. Period. End of story. They chose to try to thread the needle or give it a go when Judge himself said he can't throw. Then he himself said he wanted to play, be the DH, and they said, no, we're going to IL you. What are the Yankees doing?
Well, think about this, Sal. When you're desperate, you do things without a clear mind. And the Yankees' level of desperation, and they still got to be desperate here. There are a ton of games behind Toronto. The wild card's congested. Who the hell knows what's going to happen with Judge? Hopefully it's going to be good. But even going back to Rizzo's concussion, let's face it, there has been There's been some evidence that the Yankees have made some mistakes medically here. Now, the video, we all saw it. I don't know what they're thinking outside of just being desperate. When you see a guy just lobbing the ball, that is, all right, listen, sit down. And it's really, and I got no problem nailing the Yankees when they deserve it. And I really do feel like they deserve it here because that was incriminating video when your star right fielder is throwing lollipops. Yeah. But I just want to leave the window a little open and be as fair as I can to them. However, having said that, that imagery is bordering on recklessness.
Yeah. He's also wearing the compression sleeve. Obviously this was going on. And they're not, now maybe they don't have to be transparent about all that's going on, every little thing. And they know that especially with Judge, if it does get out like he's dealing with any kind of tenderness, it's going to be blown up. Okay, fair enough. But if you're paying attention to it and you see the compression sleeve and you see the way he's lollipopping the ball in there, and a blowout game, by the way, late in the game, and you do the math like, come on, guys, what are we doing? Not only that, even if you go beyond that, okay, he's hurt, right? He can't play the field, clearly cannot throw the ball. He says, I want to be in the lineup. Then DH him. What are we doing? Placating Giancarlo Stanton? That's why it's a bigger issue. It goes back to the structure of the team. They continue to do the same thing over and over and over and expect different results. Maybe they can get in the playoffs. Sure. That's going to be their hope. Hey, we're going to try to thread the needle again. Don't want to go all in on getting Suarez, and we can get into the McMahon stuff, whatever. But don't want to go all in. Fine, I respect it. But then don't come to us and say, well, we're trying to win a World Series. Look at what we are. No, you're not all in. You're not all in taking on more money, and you're not all in giving up the prospects. And the construction of this roster has been bad for years.
Which is why they continue to make mistakes, because they keep chasing their tail. And the Yankees are in such a weird spot of obviously being in New York and being this massive entity and having, an absolute superstar player in Judge and the white-hot spotlight and all the criticisms and all the praises. Like, the Yankees can't hide. So the Yankees have made mistakes over the years. In trying to fix them, they've made it worse in a lot of ways. They really have. We've talked about this, dude. Before the Ryan, and I happen to like McMahon again. We'll get to that later. But before the Ryan McMahon edition, you were looking at a Yankee roster, Sal, with 2.5 catchers, if you really think about it, 0 third baseman, 1 shortstop who's mentally broken, 2.5 first basemen. I mean, and no middle relief pitchers that you can trust at all for $300 million. So this could have been a very simple. In Judge injury side, this could have been a very simple solution. Spencer Jones, come on up. But because of the construction and the limitations, you got Stanton. He can't play the outfield. So if you call up Spencer Jones.
What are you doing him? Right.
Exactly. So it's a mess.
But is that the right way to do things?
No, it's the absolute wrong way, which is why the Yankees have taken a lot of heat and a lot of shrapnel, and rightfully so for a while.
Think about it. You go around I'm watching this over the last week, whatever. I'm like, this is just.
It was awful.
It's messy. It's not even in the results. It's just messy. They got a guy in left field they're trying to bring along. He's
He's regressed. He's lost.
You could just see it. He's not a big league left fielder right now. I'm not saying he'll never be.
I can't disagree.
Okay, you see it. We're watching it. He's just nursing it along in the outfield. Good God, it's infuriating. A shortstop who has clearly regressed. Hey, why couldn't the Yankees do what the Mets did with Francisco Alvarez? They send Alvarez down because he wasn't producing. He gets right in the minor leagues, and he comes up and he's being impactful. Now we'll let sustain. Who the hell knows? But you see that there is a path there to where they could have done this years ago, and they didn't. They're being bullish and thick-headed about it, and it's only gotten worse for Anthony Volpe. Goldschmidt, it was supposed to be the answer at first base. Similar with Rizzo, meaning the older player. Okay, yeah, right-handed, going to be great glove, all that stuff. Again, an older guy who had a great start and is now falling off a little bit.
With no power.
Ben Rice, you need his bat in the lineup. He doesn't have a position. He's not a catcher. He can't play first base. He's a butcher. How are you going to get him in? Stan, you need his bat in the lineup. Where's his position? And now when you need the luxury of the DH to get the best player in the world in the lineup, you can't do it because you're not built properly.
But to see the out, and I don't disagree with them. I mean, they're built really just poorly. But I would say that there's actually a way to do this, but they won't do it. what I would do is, again, I would trade Grisham, I would trade Goldschmidt, I would trade Devin Williams, I would call up Spencer Jones. Bellinger, you're my first base. Now, you're going to have to live with the Volpe stuff right now, and although Rosario here and there, Volpe playing short, Jazzer at second, McMahon, who's a stud with the leather at third. Obviously, Belly could pick it, and he's hitting very well. Him at first, and then you just piece it to Stanton, you DH, Ben Rice, you DH against righties, whatever, and then you put Spencer Jones in. I'm talking about the 9 or 10 days before Aaron Judge returns. See what you have. So, see, sometimes there's a spark. Yeah, I remember I said this the other day, too, when you said Spencer Jones Moss, right? Remember that a year and a half or so ago? Hey, Spencer Jones, Kevin Moss for the first year or so was intriguing. You never know what a young player could do to propel the situation and inject some energy. And I don't know what Jones is going to be at the major league level, but I sure as hell know that he's earned a reprieve from AAA with 29 home runs for the whole year, which leads all of minor league baseball. I would call them up. Now, they might trade him. The reason why they might not call him up is they don't want to risk him being exposed. And if he plays 4 or 5 games and he strikes out 40% of the time, maybe that butchers a trade that they've got on their radar. Whatever it is, right now, it's bad.
Well, and that's a deeper conversation that we could also have. Like, they're flip-flopping with Spencer Jones. A year ago, it was untouchable, can't touch. Then, throughout the course of the year, it was, Spencer Jones not what we thought. And now, he's had a hot recent month or week, whatever, even season.
More than that, though. He played great at Double-A, too. He's been on a tear this year. He's killed it.
But he's going on an unrealistic tear right now. Like, that's
but it's not rewarded. That's the problem. That's my problem. Like, you got to reward that.
Let's say that it is. They call him up, but now he's untouchable again. And then we're in a spot where, I mean, it's been reported, BT. You were the first to say this about Sellers, and we're giving you grief for whatever, going back a couple weeks ago. Now, over the course of the weekend, it's actually being talked about legitimately. Like, hey, should the Yankees actually sell, or should they go all in and give up a guy like Spencer Jones for a team that we're all watching? It's just not good enough. They'll be good enough to get to the postseason. Can they win in the outside of the, anything can happen in baseball nowadays?
That's what you lean on.
Well, but that's it. Outside of that, no, they're not good enough.
Yeah, well, I agree. And that's why, I've said about the Yankees for a while, like, I don't want to hear about the American League is weak or Toronto. I told you Toronto was good, dude. I told you they weren't going to crack. They're not going to crack, man.
You know what they do so well?
They run, they catch the ball, and they play with energy.
They put the ball in play, right? So Boone could sit there with a straight face. I don't know how Boone says some of these things. I know you went after him a little bit.
I did. It's gotten, he said some weird stuff.
Boone, come back to us, bro. Yep. We get that you're protecting the players here, but you got to give a little bit of realism here. It has been going on forever.
Yep.
The fact that he would be like, it's just a few games just so happen it's against this team. Okay, why do you think it happens against this team? Because they put the bat on the ball and make you make plays, and you can't do it. And it's obviously before McMahon, but that's why the Yankees get exposed against Toronto. They run circles around them because they play baseball, and the Yankees just try to mash you to death.
Well, Toronto speeds them up, and that's why the Yankees have made 11 errors against them, because they're all frenetic and running fast and putting the ball in play, and the Yankees are at least the version too often they've trotted on the field is not equipped to play that way. But what I was going to say was, like, about World Series and big picture and all that macro stuff, and, okay, it's baseball, that's random, anything can happen. Hey, that's not good enough for me. Like, that's not good enough for me with the Knicks or the Jets or the Giants or the Rangers or anybody in our I don't want to hear about Team X could win because of the circumstances around them. The division's weak, this team's hurt, this league's not that good. When you tell me why a team has a chance to win, I want to hear about the team first and what they have rather than what the other teams don't have.
The only counter to that, because I agree with that.
Which is all we hear at the Yankees these days. American League's not that good.
It's going back
Toronto's not ready.
Same thing last year. It was the same conversation last year.
But this year's a little different because Toronto's better, and nobody's afraid of the Yankees.
I'm just saying, it was always, when we're talking about the Yankees and talking them up, it was never about this team is great. It was always about nobody else is really great. That was the whole thing last year, and it got them to the World Series until they got exposed. And it was a thought this year, but you're right, other teams are better. The problem is, we could both be against that. The problem is, it is the reality to where if they get in the playoffs, and as bad as things are, they will be a playoff. I mean, look, if it gets worse to the point they're not going to get...
Listen, if they don't make the playoffs, they're going to move on from Boone.
Well, at the very least, it should be Cashman.
Well, they won't move on from Cashman. They would make a change.
But to me, that's a waste of time. If you're going to move...
Well, I agree.
Brian Cashman's
the bigger issue to me.
Exactly right. So if you're going to... You're right. If they don't make the playoffs, then Cashman should be fired. Head should roll. Now, maybe if Judge gets hurt, there's a built-in excuse there. But they should make the postseason. And then you get to the realization, like, we're irrational, we're fans. I get it, okay? If you get in the postseason... Like, I hate to say it, but
I hear you.
Anything can happen.
I know.
So is it worth? And that's why I'm torn on it. Like, my eyes tell me, my brain tells me this team isn't good enough. I've said the same thing last year, said the same thing again this year. I thought they were worse after losing Soto for different reasons. And it looks even worse now. But if they get in, anything's possible. So is it worth it in today's landscape of Major League Baseball, Yankees or anybody else? Isn't it worth it to just say, hey, get in, even if you win 85 games, 88 games, whatever it is?
Well, look at the Mets last year. They were almost in a World Series. They didn't win 90 games. No, but I also believe. Now, I didn't get as much into this aspect of what I said sell because I didn't want to give you two sides of the story.
Yeah.
You know, my take then was sell. There are pieces on this team that will not be back next year. Capitalize on that, and you could still push forward and maybe, walk that parallel line of getting rid of some players who are not going to be back, but also being just good enough to get in and maybe something magical happen. Are the Yankees going to re-sign Trent Grisham? Are the Yankees going to re-sign Goldschmidt? Are the Yankees going to re-sign Devin Williams? The answer is the only one that could possibly be re-signed of that group may be Grisham, and I think somebody would value him too much and give him money that the Yankees wouldn't want to.
You don't think Williams, huh?
No. Number one, his ERA is 5.5. I know he's been better, but he's a closer. His contract's up. Closer's dime a dozen. There's no way. There's no way Devin Williams is back next year. Zero chance. So your closer, your first baseman, your center fielder, those are pieces that I would absolutely unload. Call the kid up. Let him get in he's got 30 home runs, man. He crushed double. He crushed triple. So not only do the Yankees not evaluate the players who they think are going to be good, who eventually aren't, now they're not going to reward a kid who has been a stud. That's fundamentally wrong.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers to this whole thing here with the Yankees, and it is immensely frustrating. BT and Sal on the Fan, our friends at Town Fair Tire, remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Eric is calling from Rivervale, New Jersey. What's up, Eric?
BT and Sal, what's up, boys?
Yo, what's happening, buddy?
Welcome back, Sal. Hope you got a nice vacay, bud.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. What's on your mind?
These Yankees, I got to tell you, you guys, you hit both sides of it. But to me, yeah, the construction, I'm not going to sort of waste any more time on the construction of the roster. It's absolutely a joke. There's so many different issues. And I completely agree with you, BT, as far as who to move on from. I absolutely agree to trade. I mean, while you've got some value in these guys, because you're not re-signing Grisham, Goldschmidt, get rid of them. But the question really is, what are you trading them for? And to me, right now, the issue with the Yankees, as much as the roster construction is a problem, it's the pitching, right? We're literally third to the bottom in the league right now in starting pitching and worse in the league out of the bullpen. So to me, they've got so many holes, but the pitching is where they've got to move. And the question for me is, what's enough in your mind, BT, as a Yankees fan? What's enough to say that this offseason, that this trade deadline is, a success for Cashman? I don't know. I mean, is it Mitch Keller? Is it Alcantara? Obviously the Twins are looking to make moves.
I mean, Eric, think about that, and thanks for the call there, Eric. It's very hard to answer the question because there's the premise and then there's the individual players, which I don't know who they value for other teams and how they exactly feel about their own guys. My premise is strip down guys who won't be back next year. I mean, but to get an Alcantara or somebody like that, are you giving up Spence? I know Lombard's untouchable. I get that. But I'm at the point, listen, he might be Kevin Moss, and he might be done in 5 years. He might not be. To me, my opinion, I want to see Spencer Jones, and I want to give that young man a shot.
Right.
I wouldn't trade him. I'm not saying untouchable, but I want to see if he's the real deal.
Okay, but here's the thing. Would you trade him now? Forget, you want to see him. Okay, fair enough. Right. But is it worth, I don't care about the prospects necessarily. Is it worth trading him now? Is there a piece that could be the difference maker in this?
I don't think so.
Me neither.
I really don't.
Me neither. So then even as the guy who's not a prospect hugger and don't believe in Spencer Jones much, I just need to see it. Mm-hmm. Now's not the time to do it. I would have done it last year for Corbin Burns before the year started, thinking that, hey, let's take a run at going to win the World Series here. Prospects be damned. Let's finish this thing off, get the final pieces in here. Obviously, they didn't. I don't think now is the time to do it. Also, BT, another problem aside from the construction is they're trying to thread the needle of developing young players and also winning now. And to me, you can't do both. You can't do both. They're trying to do both. Are you developing Dominguez and finding out what he is? And if you are, then why not get a look at him in center field?
Well, you are kind of finding out he doesn't hit lefties well, and he's not very good in left field. So you've got some answers, and you're still a playoff team now. So they've threaded that, I think, more effectively than you give him credit for.
Yeah, but
I don't love it.
But to what extent?
Wow. I mean,
is Jason Dominguez a left fielder on a championship team?
No, I said the other day I would only DH him against righties right now.
So think about that.
He's a horrendous. He's a butcher in left field.
Yankees have like 15 DHs. Judge now with the injury. Stanton, Ben Rice, Dominguez.
I know.
So what are we doing here? Same thing with Ben Rice. You're going to get his bat in the lineup every single day? Like, how do you know if he's going to be able to hit every day or have a position if you don't do it? Now, I'm not saying that I would do that right now, but they're trying to do both. What was the word you used a couple weeks ago? Not evaluation mode, but like experimental phase?
Yeah, the experimental phase. Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're using...
Like the part of the season where you're still getting answers, and then once you get the answers, you've got to act, which is where we are now.
Correct. And it was until they got punched in the face by Toronto the first time.
Yep, the 4 games.
The experimental phase was going on, and then it was like, okay, we got to stop this because we've fallen out of first place.
Correct.
But yet they're still kind of experimenting with Dominguez in left field, with him righty, with Ben Rice, whether it's catcher at first base a little bit. Figure Spencer Jones, if he were to come up, like, I'm okay with it. Just pick a lane. Booney loves these lanes. Pick a lane and go with it.
And you know they won't.
That's exactly
right. They won't do it. They're not going to pick a lane in the next week or so.
Maybe it's because of the way the sport, lends itself to say, hey, we could win 87 games and get in and get hot. And with their offense, if they're healthy, then maybe they could be as dangerous as anybody else. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. More your calls when we come back. 888-808-1019. Andy Martino did report on this over the weekend as far as the Yankees go. He just had another tweet. We'll get to that when we come back. That involves both the Yankees and the Mets. BT and Sal on the Fan.
Baseball heartbreak, football glory. WFAN covers every win, loss, and headline from the Yankees, Mets, Jets, and Giants. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Luxury just got tripled with Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Union, and Freehold, New Jersey. 3 powerhouse locations, 1 legendary name. Ray Katina. More selection, more convenience, and more ways to drive excellence. Experience the power of 3. Visit BenzFam.com.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Back to school is on the brain. That means new notebooks, pencils, new everything. And while the kids are getting ready to get book smart, it's time for you to save smart with Straight Talk Wireless. Switch now and get a free Moto G 2025 with 5G when you activate select plans. Now that's a smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of gold unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in-store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
From Jason Momoa, Hawaii's our home. Chief of War. He's streaming August 1st on Apple TV+. Cruel men will be coming soon. If this island is torn between chiefs, Hawaii will fall. Don't miss the epic event of the summer. To save a kingdom,
I believe we are stronger together.
a warrior will rise.
If there's any hope, it is you.
I will fight for our people. Chief of War, streaming August 1st on Apple TV+.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's the road ahead, brought to you by our local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. The team from the Bronx continues its homestand against Tampa Bay before heading down south to play Miami and then finish up with 3 against Texas.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Ready to score the biggest deal in breakfast? It's waiting for you at Dunkin'. Dunkin' is serving up the ultimate $5 meal deal. Get 1 premium hot or iced coffee and any 2 delicious wake-up wrap sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're fueling up for a big day or keeping it casual, this deal has you covered. A smooth, bold Dunkin' coffee paired with 2 warm, tasty wake-up wraps? Now that's what we call a big deal. Excludes espresso and cold brewed beverages. Modifications may be an additional charge. Participation may vary. Limited time offer cannot be combined with offers. Exclusion and terms apply.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. Already back. It's back one day, not even a full segment. I got mic issues here. I'm not hearing myself as clean as I'm hearing you or everything else, and it's driving me up a wall.
Well, that happened to me too with this thing, with the screen. So when I came back, the screen wasn't working. I mean, their car might be coming back. Trying to get rid of this early here? Stand aside?
Just going to say, at least I'm lucky to let me back in the building, and we have a seat to sit in today. All right, so the Martino tweet that I talked about before, and he was on top of this over the course of the weekend, plugged into both the Mets and the Yankees. He tweeted just a little while ago, actually 10 a.m. As reported in yesterday's column, Yanks have laid a little groundwork in trading free agents to be. It's exactly what you were saying for weeks.
Here we go.
Andy says he's highly skeptical that they'll do it. It only happened once in 16, and they're now in playoff position. And then he says, but if they do, Trent Grisham is a great fit for the Mets. Now, this is something that you and I have talked about for months. Like, we went back to it. There were 2 guys that I was eyeing, Ben Rice, lefty DH, or Trent Grisham in center field. You know, I don't know what the Yankees would want at this point. Back then it was, hey, do you want Beatty? Do you whatever, third baseman or McNeil for Grisham? I'm sure now they would probably want more prospects, I would think. But if Grisham is available, dude, he is the perfect fit for the Mets.
You know, I agree. Because we've obviously talked about that, as you said. The one thing that I've always said this, like, if there's a deal to be, I'm going to get a little petty here.
Yeah.
All right. If there's a deal to be had, and it's going to really solidify or strengthen your present or your future, then do it independent of, like, rivalries or whatever it might be, like a Jets-Patriots or a Rangers-Islanders or a Yankee-Met. I'm just throwing crazy stuff out there. Honestly, if you're Hal, you really want to send Grisham to the Mets, who are starting to hit stride, lower third of the order starting to hit, top 3 starting pitchers looking really good, already got a lefty Soto out of the pen who throws gas, like, you want to give the Mets more weaponry to maybe get to and win a World Series?
What's the return, right? It's got to be worth it. You're not just going to give him, like, yeah, you know what? we're not going to use him anyway at the end of the year. We're not going to re-sign him. Here you go.
No, but I clearly. But what I would do is maybe get somebody comparable. Like if the Mets are going to give me 73 cents on the dollar, and I don't know, the Brewers are going to give me 66 cents on the dollar. Give me the 66 cents. But that usually contradicts what I say.
But I don't think in Grisham's case it would be worth. Like, there's not really going to be that much of a difference.
Dude, Tyrone Taylor has 3 home runs. This guy's going to hit 25, 30.
I'm talking about from the Yankees' perspective.
Okay.
From the Mets' perspective, yes. I just don't know. Like, let's just say the Yankees, like, they said, we want Beatty. Now, that's a pretty big piece to get back. You're getting a player that's under control with potential.
Who's playing very well last month or so.
Like, now, from a Mets perspective, I would not do that.
You should not do that. That would be stupid for the Mets.
As much as I want Grisham and think he's a better fit right now for the Mets than Beatty is, it's just not a smart trade to make. So what are the Yankees going to, like, really for a guy like Grisham, you're talking about AA players probably.
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay, so then at that point, do the Mets really have something that's going to knock your socks off as opposed to the Brewers or whoever else?
No.
So then that's back to your point. Like, if there is no real difference, why are you going to help? Yeah,
just go the other way.
I get it,
I
dude.
mean, Grisham with the Mets, I mean...
he's exactly what they need.
He is perfect for what they need.
He's better than Mullins.
Yeah, no question. He's got more power. He's a better fielder at this point than Mullins, too.
He's proven in the postseason.
Yeah, a little bit.
Proven in New York to a certain extent. Like,
high character guy.
Not going to cost a lot. Like, he's the perfect fit for the Mets. Unfortunately, like you said, the Yankees it's not even petty or hardball. It's just small. Like, the Yankees need to, if they are going to start selling off some pieces, I would think the correct way to do it is you identify players that you like in other farm systems, whoever it may be, whatever. Pick a team. The Dodgers want Grisham. I don't know. Just pick a team. And then you start saying, okay, well, the Dodgers and Mets want Grisham. Let's go scour the minor leagues, which players we like best. That's it. It's not about, who's going to give you more necessarily. It's about what you like best, because I think the price is what it is for
He's making $5 million he's making this year. You're not getting anything of significance. You're going to get a 19-year-old kid back in high A. That's what you're going to get for Grisham.
But if it is somebody with the Mets organization, then maybe you'd be willing to do that. Also, is there a way, because you've been saying this, I don't really think that there is, but is there a way to thread that needle and sell off some of these pieces?
I honestly do. Bellinger at first, Grisham at second, Volpe at short,
I like
McMahon
Bellinger
at
in
third.
the outfield, though.
I do, too, but again... Bellinger gives you first base from an offensive perspective, production and athleticism that Goldschmidt does not give you. I get it, lefty, righty, understood. So I think that's a big uptick, even though Goldschmidt's a good pro, but Bellinger's just better. And, this is where I, myself, am willing to roll the dice. If you have a kid, with the nickname of Martian, which obviously about these out-of-the-world transcendent skills, which he hasn't really flashed nearly enough at this point to justify the nickname, but at least let me get the final answer. Put him in his normal position. Or if you don't want to put him there and you want to let him DH against righties because he's very good as a lefty, then put Spencer Jones in center field, who's played 30 times there this year. There's ways to do this until Judge comes back. And there's no guarantee the Judge comes back after 10 days and comes back as Judge. So there's a lot of variables here. But you can do something where you have Spencer Jones in center, Dominguez in center.
Yeah.
You can do, obviously, Dominguez in center, Jones in left, figure out right. Like, there's a way to do it. Like, the Yankees aren't good right now. So it's not like the Yankees are going from the 98 Yankees or any other championship iteration, and they're stripping down and they're rolling. The Yankees have stunk for the last 2 months. They are sloppy, and they're tough to watch. That's what I would do.
Would you rather, why not just go all in and make a decision to sell Bellinger? You're going to get back.
No, I'll tell you why.
But if you put you're going to get a sick return.
Let me hear it out.
I'm just saying, I'm just talking it out in real terms here, because I get trying to thread the needle and do it halfway. I understand all that. But there's got to be an appealing part of, okay, we're making the decision. Our team right now is not good enough, and maybe this gets expedited if Judge is, in fact, seriously hurt.
That's a little different.
Then you say, screw it.
But I still trade the other guys, for sure.
Yeah,
no matter what.
Okay, right, understood.
No matter what.
But if you do trade Bellinger and bring back more, and now you really just say, we're going with the young guys. We're going to play Ben Rice at first base, Dominguez in center, Jones in one of the outfield spots, whatever, left, right, however they want to work it. And we let Volpe ride it short, really see what you got. Maybe even Lombard at the end of the year. I'm just thinking long term. Isn't that... instead of trying to halfway it and be like, we'll sell off these guys and then bring in some additions as opposed to just, hey, maybe we can max out here and try to get rid of some of these guys and really, enhance our return.
I don't know what they're thinking about Bellinger, but they have to be thinking what I'm thinking about Bellinger, and I'm not trading him under any circumstance because I'm looking to keep him here beyond this contract. I know he can opt out. He loves being a Yankee. He's an incredible athlete. He's a lefty stick. He plays 4 positions, and he plays them all really well. So, like, if he was just like a one-position guy, meaning first base or one of the outfield spots, his versatility is going to be whatever he gets on his next contract. It's going to be such a bargain. I'm looking to keep him. And like whenever the Yankees get their act together, truly, whether it's Whit Lombard and other guys and Schlittler, if these guys are here, like a year or two down the road, and maybe are truly a championship powerhouse, maybe I envision somebody like Bellinger almost as a more athletic Paul O'Neill who's here for a while.
Yeah, at least that's the right answer as opposed to, well, I still want to make the playoffs and go for it. It's because you like him. Yep. The player, I want him here long term. Bobby's in Belmore. What's up, Bobby?
Before I get to Fried, Stanton and Dominguez, that's hell of an outfield. Also, the Yankees have had the second worst record since mid-June. Judge injury is a precursor to a UCL test, so they better be careful with Judge. And the last thing about Fried, I talked to you about this, Sal, last week. Now he's throwing another bad start against a playoff caliber team. That's 4 starts, Toronto twice, Mets and Cubs. That's 14 runs and I believe in 19 innings. He's been horrible in the postseason. He was terrible last year. And since the 2021 Atlanta clincher for the World Series, he has not been a good postseason pitcher.
Yeah, but what are you going to do, Bobby? You can't. And thank you for the call. You're not going to get rid of Max Fried. No. So, and Fried should be the least of the Yankees' issues. Although what I would say is, when you invest in an ace like that, $218 million, he's only pitching every 5 days. Best case scenario, he's not going to be perfect. And you kind of need that. That's why we talked about this many times. The way the Mets do it, even though they don't have an ace, to me it's more fundamentally sound, financially safer, more a sounder investment when you're investing less in something that's such an unknown and something that's not used every single day the way that a piece from the regular lineup would be.
I see both ways. You and I have had that conversation. You said that for a while. That I get where you're coming from. But listen, Max Fried was right there with Skubal for the Cy Young for April and May and into June. He has not been the same pitcher. Now, I'm not worried, but I'm certainly not thrilled with the way he's pitched for the last 3, 4, 5 times out. Now, the blister, the other day he was bleeding, and Boone's like, he's fine. It's bleeding.
You bleeding like Piper.
We got to talk about Hulk Hogan.
I know, dude. I know.
God, boy, Hulk.
I wish he died when I was here. I wish we could have done this.
Wait, are you mad at him for not dying when you wanted him to die?
No, actually, I'm mad that, oh, come on, Hulkamania will live forever. You couldn't last a couple more months. We could have you in studio. We're supposed to have him on. Did Alf tell you that?
I know.
I never got to meet him. Anyway, we can get into that. There's a lot that happened last week.
I told you to call in. I said on the air that day. I'm like, did you hear it?
No, I didn't hear it. Somebody texted me about it, and then Hoff texted me about it as well. I was at brunch. I told him to tell you. I was literally at brunch overlooking a lake and whatever we were. It's like, I can't.
I got you.
And I'm with Sammy and my wife. Like, imagine I'm like, yeah.
What's Hulk, though?
I got to talk to BT about the Hulkster. I'm sorry. Break up the vacation. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. And by the way, we could get into this. There's a big difference between staycation and vacation. What I did was not a vacation. Surfside iced tea and vodka made with real premium stateside vodka, real brewed tea. All the flavors are delicious. I was just reading an article about this, that they are the fastest. Somebody was sending me the text. Russell, and I saw it from Clem too, but Russell over at Surfside. How Surfside became the fastest growing alcohol brand in America. This is in Forbes. It really is remarkable. And of course, because they advertise on the Fan. We all know that. All the flavors. No, you know why it is? Because it's delicious. Only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, no carbonation. It tastes great. If you've tried the product, you can barely tell there's any alcohol in it. It's so good. It's dangerous. Great for golfing, tailgating by the pool, the beach, at a game. They have it at both Citi Field and Yankee Stadium. Look for the can with the sunset stripe, sunshine in a can, Surfside iced tea, and vodka.
It's Evan and Kiki. Afternoons on the Fan 101.9 FM.
That's when the spark, that's when the love was created. You guys watched the Mets beat the Braves, who sucked this year, and you still can't beat them. But you beat them. And then you married the girl, and you left it out of the damn book, Evan.
Listen to Evan and Kiki on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This
This is Andy Gresh with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. CeCe Sabathia went into the Baseball Hall of Fame yesterday as a New York Yankee, and it was very much underplayed in my opinion. He once led the American and National League in shutouts in the same season. Too bad baseball didn't pump up his greatness for this weekend. This is Andy Gresh.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. We've got a huge variety of metals in stock, and we cut to size fast. Bottom line, we get it done fast, so you get it done fast. Doesn't get easier than that. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store or buy online at metalsupermarkets.com.
DQ presents how to make a blizzard treat even sweeter.
Just get a blizzard treat on Miracle Treat Day, July 31st, and help support kids like me, Ari. On Miracle Treat Day, $1 or more of each blizzard treat sold at participating locations benefits your local children's hospital. So treat yourself in the most meaningful way and support local kids like me on Miracle Treat Day at DQ, Thursday, July 31st. DQ, happy tastes good.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait one sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying forwarded. For well-qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card over 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
The times you spend with your friends and loved ones are the best and will become lifetime memories. Make sure you stay in the picture and stay away from fentanyl. Learn the dangers and risks of this frightening, deadly drug at stayinthepic.nj.gov. Visit stayinthepic.nj.gov.
Taking a Cadillac is more than just taking a drive. It elevates every journey. It's the smooth excitement of an all-electric Lyriq, the exhilarating thrill of pushing the limits in a Cadillac Optiq, the liberating freedom in the expansive XT6, or the confidence that commands attention in an Escalade or Escalade IQ. Discover which Cadillac is right for you and elevate every journey. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer.
Many tire dealers will sell you Falcon tires, but Town Fair Tire doesn't just sell Falcon tires, they sell them at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, they give you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. That's an unbeatable deal only Town Fair Tire can offer, because Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hi, we're Wren Kitchens. In our 50-year history, we've made and installed millions of quality kitchens, and now you can find us at the Home Depot across the tri-state area. With thousands of styles and colors to choose from, we offer a free home measurement service and expert design consultation. All of our kitchens are made in the U.S. and delivered directly to you and installed by our specialist fitters. We cut out the middleman to save you money. And with our flexible financing, you can spread the cost over 7 years. Come down to Wren Kitchens at the Home Depot now. Finance subject to credit approval. Offers may change. See website for more details.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Sal Licata here, and wow, are we thrilled with the incredible job CertaPro Painters did on our house. So clean, so efficient, they actually listened to us. They answered all of our questions and made incredible suggestions. House looks better than it ever has, and we can't wait to show it off to all our friends this summer. Just wow. Even my wife, who's impossible to please, she loves it. If you need some exterior painting done for your home or business, call CertaPro Painters at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's Serta with a C, or go to CertaPro.com.
These days, I am always on the move, but I need to stay healthy. Terra Origin Healthy Greens definitely helps. I just grab a packet, pour it right in my water bottle, shake it, and go. It's that simple. Terra Origin Healthy Greens is the quickest way to give my body the nutrients it needs. Whether I'm navigating the kids' busy schedule, in the office, or at the gym, I know I'm fueling my body with the best ingredients possible. You can too. Visit TerraOrigin.com today and use code RADIO to get 25% off your first order. Terra Origin Healthy Greens, because feeling good starts with what you put in your body.
WWE fans, for the first time ever, SummerSlam goes 2 nights at MetLife Stadium, Saturday, August 2nd, and Sunday, August 3rd, featuring John Cena's final SummerSlam match versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. Plus Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Rhea Ripley, Randy Orton, Jelly Roll, Logan Paul, and more, all in action live at MetLife Stadium. Don't miss this epic SummerSlam weekend. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
That's the new version here. Come on, Yanks, get it together, man. Wendy's, of course, Turning Point now, the official turning point of the game contest with Wendy's. The first one to identify yesterday's turning point of the game at 8:66. It was crisp. I mean, those plays by McMahon was sick, but it's, get off the schneid here, see where this goes. 866-540-WFAN, first one to get it. The turning point, 866-540-9326. And you'll receive 2 pairs of tickets to an upcoming 2025 Yankees regular season game. But it's all from your flagship station for Yankees baseball on the Fan with BT and Sal.
We'll get back to the calls here in just a second. I have not obviously chimed in on the McMahon trade. My initial thought was, remember I was saying, I didn't want the Yankees to get Suarez. I don't think that was a need for them. So I'm not going to go over the top and give whatever it's going to take to get Suarez for where he's a guy who strikes out a ton and he's going to hit 30 homers, which is great. But that's the last thing that the Yankees need is power. However, and I like the idea of McMahon with Rosario, right? It's clearly an upgrade, which is why you can't go nuts. Mm-hmm. But you are adding a guy who leads the league in strikeouts and is coming from Colorado hitting .214.
Yeah.
But I just got to remind myself, it's an upgrade at the very least just defensively over Peraza. Remember, Peraza was not, he was supposed to be a defensive stud, but he wasn't even that. So then he's just not a big leaguer. So now at least they have a big leaguer that can play a Gold Glove caliber third base. The strikeouts are going to bother I'm telling you. I mean, it's just a matter of, it gets a 200 hitter that strikes out a ton coming from Coors Field. But if you could live with that, meaning the other guys do their job in the top of the order, you should be okay. It's obviously an upgrade, which is why you can't go nuts.
I mean, listen, the Suarez stuff, when we first started hitting that about a month or so ago, was much more appealing to me than it became the last 2 weeks or so. And I was more on McMahon than most, and certainly more on McMahon than not.
You liked him last year, I remember.
I did, but because he was still intriguing to me. He was still 27, 28, and nothing around him, and you could justify it. Now, when you're hitting 210, 205, 209, that's tough to stomach, and he's an absolute strikeout machine. At his first game, which would have been on Saturday, he had some really empty at-bats against the lefty, like he was swinging and missing by a mile. So you can see that swing and miss stuff is there. But my thought was, anybody that the Yankees bring in, I want to know that they're going to be able to make a contribution if they don't put the ball in the seats. And if Suarez doesn't go yard, he's a 0 on the bases. He's a 0 at third. At least with McMahon and now Rosario, at least, if the ball's not in the seats, there's other tangible things that they deliver on a nightly, like defense. Always, you get off the team bus, defense comes with you, like team speed. So again, he's not Greg Nettles, he's not A-Rod, he's probably not even Brocious, but definitely an upgrade, and I like it, and I'm rooting for him. I'm very intrigued to see what he could be with in a more. Now, pressure can also will people, but I feel like he'll respond well, like playing in meaningful games, also with some better players around them.
The only issue I guess I have, even when it first came down, is okay, well, Cashman talked a big game. What was the exact word he used? I always forget it.
I know,
it was insinuing going all in.
He was.
Whatever it was. So insinuating going all in, and then you come up with that.
Go for it, I think.
Yeah, we're going to go for it. We're going to go to town. That's it. Thank you, Dove. We're going to go to town.
Dovey.
Okay, well, is McMahon going to town? It's not to me. That's not going to town. Yeah, I don't want to think. No, I'm thinking about going to town, and I'm thinking about that video that we saw up in the.
Somebody was going to town.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I can't help it. I'm sorry. That's what I was thinking of. You shouldn't have sent me the video. Not you, but whoever sent me that video. I'm not going to name names.
Not even a night game.
Anyway, I know. You're right in the middle of the day. So that's not going to. Well, that's going to town, but Cashman is not going to town with McMahon and Rosario. Are you going to go all in and give up your prospects? That's going to town. But I do think that this was the right move because I think the Yankees needed defense more than they needed offense. And
yes, I agree with that.
This obviously is an upgrade, significant upgrade defensively from what you could have gotten or what you had. And he's at least a threat. Yankee Stadium, lefty bat.
A good base runner, walks a ton. Hey, far from a perfect player.
But the strikeouts, BT, that's what drives me nuts because they do the same thing.
They're a ton of strike. I mean, he is a strikeout machine. Nobody can get around that.
But then that's what they do in their lineup. So it's the same thing. Like, the reason why I don't like it is because the Yankees are doing the same thing. They say they're going to go to town, and they don't. And they bring in another guy that's a high strikeout guy. Like, it's the same.
Yeah, but that's been a massive complaint, and it's been an accurate one about the Yankees for a long time. Now, I would trade Goldschmidt, but Goldschmidt is a lower strikeout guy compared to usually who they employ. Grisham is not over the top strikeout rate. Like, it's gotten a little bit better, but basically where we're at here, 10:49 on a Monday in late July, and the Yankees, 5.5 out, whatever it is against with Toronto, they are once again forced to remake this and shift and throw some darts and hope. And I mean, $300 million payroll thing should be more settled than this.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Nick is calling from South Carolina. What's up, Nick?
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for making it. What's up?
Listen, I had a kind of a unorthodox view of what's going on. We have the pieces to make a run, with the exception of pitching. And I'd like to just run it by you guys, if you could let me. We have this kid down in AAA who's just smacking the leather off the ball. Bring him up, put him in right field. Grisham in center, Bellinger in left. Now you take. You take Ben Rice, you put him at first base, okay? He's your first baseman. When Judge comes back from the IL, platoon him at first base with Ben Rice. Get him
Judge
out
at
of
first
the outfield. You put him at first base. That's where he belongs.
Nick,
get him out of the
hold on a
outfield.
sec, buddy. It's not a crazy idea, but it's crazy to think that they're going to throw him at first base now. They're not doing it in the middle of the season. No chance.
Platoon him with Rice. That's why.
I got
Rice
you.
there.
Not happening.
That frees up Goldschmidt to be traded. Then take Dominguez, take Goldschmidt. Now you've got two good trade baits to go out and get pitching, because now you've got a solid outfield that can hit. You've got some contact hitters, and you got a little bit of speed. You can make a run at this thing. Plus, you extend Judge's life, because if you put him back in the outfield, he's done.
Well, he'll be first base at some point, Nick, and thank you for the call. We've talked about this for years here, with the Yankees always toying with giving him a first baseman's glove in spring training or whatever it may be.
2 years ago they did that.
Yeah, so but that's down the road. Now, maybe it's soon. Hey, maybe it's as soon as next year. It's not going to be this year.
Not mid-season.
Nor should it be. Now, he mentioned something. I don't know if he messed up, but he did say trade Dominguez. Would you consider trading Dominguez?
Sure.
Yeah,
of course I would.
I think so too. But remember where we were, a year ago, a month ago.
Things change.
I understand. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying I'm looking to give him away, and I don't want to do it for a rental. But if you tell me he's piece of a package right now that Cashman's cooking up something, we know all the names that might get dealt. If it's a name that's not on the radar, like Devers a couple of months ago, and it's Dominguez and it's Schlittler for some 25-year-old superstar, and maybe even more from of course I would do it. Sure.
I'm just not sure that this is the right time to do it. In theory, I would do it. Right now, I think it's such a mess. Oh, and there's two problems here. I think it's such a mess that I need to sit back and evaluate, okay, this is just falling apart. We could try to patch it together like they did with McMahon and Rosario, but you don't know what you have in left field. You don't know what's going on with Judge. You know it's a mess with DH and Rice and this and
dude, the bullpen is the worst.
The bullpen is just an absolute
very bad.
And there's no way you could repair that without having at least Weaver getting back to what he was. If he's not what he was, you're screwed. You're not going to go out and get 4 or 5 arms. The rotation's not very good. Even, Rodon,
You got Heel coming back, though. It's going to help.
Okay.
If he's right.
Stroman's throwing BP every time he's out there.
Yeah, I got to tell you. Forget about Stroman. I got to tell you, though, I was impressed with Rodon because he could have quit.
Battled. I know.
He battled. And again, you should. That's your job description. But he showed some stones.
I still feel like I need to see what the hell they have here before I make any rash decisions.
You can't. You got to make a trade by Friday.
Understood. also, do I trust the guys in charge to make the right decisions? Like, that's the same thing.
That's a deeper conversation. That's a good question.
It is. And also, maybe we can get into that coming back as well. Would you let, because there is some thought that they're going to let the next few games impact what they do, which to me is, it's insane to think that it's going to come down to a week or a few games. Hey, this series against the Rays, let's say the Yankees win 3 out of 4, season back on, we're buying. Or they lose 3 out of 4, season off, we're selling.
It should never be that unstable where, and not in a 162-game season, where a week or two determines what you do. There's no way.
BT and Sal on the Fan work the Mets into the conversation. We come back as well. They are red hot right now, but also need some additions ahead of Thursday's trade deadline. 888-808-1019 is the number to call.
The Yankees entertain the Rays. 7 o'clock tonight.
Giddy up, baby. Giddy up. God, it's a home run.
Driven by Jeep.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play on The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
The biggest football contest in Vegas, Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million, pick 5 games against a spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread, lasts the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere, $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
DQ presents how to make a blizzard treat even sweeter.
Just get a blizzard treat on Miracle Treat Day, July 31st, and help support kids like me, Ari. On Miracle Treat Day, $1 or more of each blizzard treat sold at participating locations benefits your local children's hospital. So treat yourself in the most meaningful way and support local kids like me on Miracle Treat Day at DQ, Thursday, July 31st. DQ, happy tastes good.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound, that's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
How good is a perfectly cooked tomahawk steak? The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your meat. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense now and enter code word BOOMER for 15% off at chefiq.com.
You want to get the most for your money. That's why more Mazda buyers choose Ramsey Mazda for selection, customer service, and savings. During the Mazda More to Move You sales event, lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 all-wheel drive, only $239 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Call 833-853-2970 for details. Excludes tax, title, and registration. Zero security deposit. VIN SM804627. MSRP 29040. In 7/31/25.
Life can change suddenly without any warning whatsoever. When you're sidelined due to a debilitating personal injury, it's crucial to have a trusted team on your side. The Rothenberg Law Firm has over 50 years of spectacular courtroom experience, ensuring that you're not facing those obstacles alone. Winning and collecting billions for our clients, we are committed to helping you recover whatever you deserve. The Rothenberg Law Firm, 1-800-624-8888.
Be lawyer for injured ones, injurylawyer.com.
Did you catch Luisito's header?
Yeah, I just recorded it on my new Samsung A36 5G phone I got for free at Total Wireless.
Oh, I'm actually live streaming the whole match with my new Samsung Tab A9 that I also got free at Total Wireless.
I got that tablet too.
And I got that phone too. We both got both.
Switch to Total Wireless and get both the Samsung A36 5G and the Samsung Tab A9 for free. For a limited time while supplies last, valid in store. Requires new phone activation on a Total 5G Unlimited plan or higher external port and ID verification and new activation on the Total 5G Unlimited 6-month tablet plan. Restrictions apply.
America's biggest indoor water park is just minutes from Manhattan at American Dream. DreamWorks Water Park has over 40 rides and slides, including the world's largest indoor wave pool and the steepest indoor drop slide, with tickets starting at $59. Book now at AmericanDream.com.
Hot
Damn! Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. The hard iced tea taste you know and love, but with an 8% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real fruit tea, goes down smooth, and brings your daytime drinking to the next level. Just look for the bright yellow cans in the cooler and get ready to dial up the fun. Big flavor, extreme kick. Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted!
Visit Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in New York, New Jersey. And our more than 280 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Talk sports with BT and Sal. Middays 10 to 2. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good morning at 11 o'clock. I'm Chris Lopresti. Make it 7 in a row for the Mets following a weekend sweep of the Giants. They took last night's finale 5-3 as Edwin Diaz worked out of trouble after loading the bases in the ninth. Before that, go-ahead solo homer from Juan Soto opposite field as he turned around a 99-mile-per-hour fastball. Ronnie Mauricio also homered into McCovey Cove in right field as part of a 4-for-4 night at the plate for manager Carlos Mendoza.
Incredible, and it's nice. It's nice to see it, man. He continues to get comfortable. He continues to have really good at-bats, controlling the strike zone, and then doing damage pitches in the strike zone.
This month, Mauricio batting .295 with an .890 OPS. The Mets on to San Diego now, first to 3 with the Padres tonight. Frankie Montas opposed by Dylan Cease, a 9:40 first pitch on Odyssey Mets Radio. Yankees avoided a sweep at home, holding off the Phillies 4-3. Ryan McMahon had the game-tying 2-run double, plus some standout defense at third base in his second game since that trade from Colorado.
Yeah, it feels good. Just feels good to come in, do some ball player type stuff, show the guys, you're here and you're going to play your butt off for them.
How do you feel like you're fitting in here in the Bronx so far?
I'm doing all right. Still a lot more to get used to, but excited to be here.
McMahon with Meredith Marakovitz on yes. Ahmed Rosario has also joined the team but did not enter Sunday's game. Tonight, the Rays come to town for the first of 4. They've been struggling. Losers of 4 straight and 6 out of 7. Cam Schlittler will make his third big league start opposed by Tampa Bay's Drew Rasmussen with pregame coverage here on the Fan and the free Odyssey app beginning at 6:25. Good sign for the Jets. Justin Fields, 4 days removed from that dislocated toe, a full participant in practice this morning with the Jets in full pads for the first time this summer. And with Sports Flashes at the top of the hour, I'm Chris Lopresti.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims, the home of Yankees Radio, The Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Just reminded me because I know we're going to get some. Which is different than a vacation. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea of what it's going to be? Something.
I'm going to guess it's something about the Mets, just the tone and then the smirk and the fact that you're hiding it. Now, what is it?
A little decor for
Soto?
Our studio here.
What, Soto bobblehead, Soto head?
Look at that. Isn't that nice? Hoffy, you see this? Get that up on YouTube right there.
Let me see. That's actually really big. Wow.
Not bad, right?
That's pretty big.
And be gentle with that.
I'm not going to.
I know between you, McPherson, McMonagle.
This is actually pretty cool.
He put it right up here. He plays one of those Evan Abe Lincoln bobbleheads. Nice. That's not bad, right?
Was this taken when he was hitting 249 or 252? Yeah. Just curious.
I think it was the start of June. Oh, look at that. Juan Soto. Boom. We should put it right there. Now, there's no stopping you from getting an Aaron Judge one or I don't know, Bellinger's maybe your guy more so than Judge?
I don't get those knickknacks. Like if people somebody sent that to you, or
my buddy Van got it from me. No, I didn't ask for it.
That's actually cool. I mean,
he said specifically you could bring it and put it in the studio show BT.
Is that what he said? Yeah. So what somebody sent me a week or so ago is a Jets jersey that says BT and Sound on the back. Number one, I wouldn't even wear a jersey that just says BT on it. I look like an idiot. BT and Sound Jets jersey. Oh my God! Somebody's got to send me some better. Well, St. John's always takes care of me.
Should have got
I got the new Adidas stuff coming soon.
Ooh.
Well, they jumped from Nike. You know that. They're now Adidas.
Is that better for them?
Yeah. Adidas is paying them. Nike did not. And Adidas will treat St. John's more like, like Nike or somebody would treat like a Carolina or something.
Make sure you invite Coach in studio, maybe come in with a box of...
I'll get some stuff for you guys.
You took care of us last year. I'll be into the Giants this year. Before we get to that, and by the way, we got to get into the football stuff. I was watching from afar with you with the Justin Fields thing. Thank God all's okay there. I mean, come on. Well, let's get on the same page with this. We all want the football teams to be at least relevant for a couple of months here. Think of how pathetic we are. I heard Jerry and Danny talking about it coming in like, optimistic about the football season this year. Yeah, right. Saying like, maybe Jerry's like, they should get us at least to the end of October. Like, think of how pathetic that is.
Trick or treat.
Come on, dude. We got to have some real teams. But I do think the Mets and the Yankees are going to carry us. And with the Mets, they have been on fire here. 7 straight. Now, look, do I think that they're as good as they're playing right now? Maybe not. But I think they're in a very good spot where they know what they need to address. It's clearly bullpen. They already got the one arm in Soto. I expect there to be more. I wouldn't be stunned if the Mets made a shocking move, whether that's for Suarez from Arizona or I think Stearns and Cohen know this is the time to strike, and things are starting to get a little healthier with them at the bottom of the order. Marte being back, Alvarez after being sent down, coming back up, Mauricio starting to emerge a little bit. Yeah. Mets are in a pretty good spot right now. They got to strike it perfectly here at the trade deadline, but all things go right now for the Red Hot Mets.
Mets look good. I'll tell you, that was a nice win. Just a good performance over the weekend in a tough venue against, a decent team for sure in the Giants. You never know what you get out there. It's a big ballpark, and, bombs go to die. Asked Jeff McNeil last night. He would double very well. Could have been a home run. It would have been. They said on the broadcast that double that he hit at the base of the wall in right center would have been gone from every other stadium. I mean, Pete's play on Friday night to snag that bullet line drive. I mean, a little awkward, but he caught it. That was a good play. And, now the young kids, Beatty's been on a little bit of a tear here for a while, where he showed the game's slowing down. You bring up Alvarez, contrast that with Volpe and how the Yankees have handled some of their situations. The Mets made a very proactive decision to send down Alvarez, and he bought in, and he came back a different player. His energy's been good. His defense has been better. His bat's been buttoned up. Nimmo's on an absolute tear. Good to see Lindor get off the schneid a couple of games ago. Not that he was great every game over the weekend, but he's showing some signs here. And I'll tell you, the thing that jumps out to me about these Mets, and I said it definitely when you were off, and I think I said it maybe right before last time we were together. I love their starting, like their top 3 arms. I really, really like the Manaea Senga or Manaea Peterson Senga trio. It's good.
Well, think about it. They've weathered the storm, and I was just looking this over here. They have the best record in the National League. They're tied with most wins, I should say.
With the Brewers, still, right?
Tied with the Brewers and the Cubs. Brewers and Cubs are both 62 and 43. The Mets are 62 and 44. But they survived that storm where it was looking like they might not. We know it's a long season. They hung in there. Despite, they didn't go get any arms, bullpen help, starting rotation, whatever. The bats, they survived the storm, and now, again, looking like they did before they went into that little bit of a rut, like one of the better teams in not only the National League, but all of Major League Baseball. And as healthy as they've been all year, with Manaea, to your point, with Senga back in the rotation together, even with Montas being in there, with Peterson, they've lengthened out their rotation. I know Holmes right now a little shaky, but they're going to add bullpen arms. I don't know if they're going to add a starter or not. Getting healthier in the lineup as well. The Mets are in a very good spot. In first place by a game and a half over the Phillies. They're in a good spot.
They're in a good spot. And I like the Soto pickup. Yeah. Not the main Soto pickup.
Right.
I like the Greg
Soto. The other Soto, yeah.
The other Soto. He throws absolute gas, and he's got a presence out there. And obviously, real baseball fan. You know Baltimore. You remember him with Philly, but he is a guy that is going to be deployed in some pretty tough, high-leverage spots against some good lefties over the next, could be a couple of months here if the Mets get on a nice run. And I like it. And then when you get to October, when you go to a 3-man rotate rather than 4, you do have the option. If you don't make another trade or 2 for bullpen arms, you could always throw Holmes in the bullpen. They've got some They've got some maneuverability, and if they like for the Mets, I would get Suarez. I didn't think the Yankees, it was a great fit because the Mets catch the ball better. Yankees have been so sloppy. I think if the Mets ever pull the trigger on Suarez, it's all systems go. You guys have a chance to win the World Series.
I feel the same way that it was not a great fit for the Yankees because they didn't need that power, where the Mets could use more power. I don't think they need it.
No, I agree. They don't need it.
Okay, so where are you at with the bottom of the order now, where you and I have had this back and forth where I was always like, the bottom of the order is okay. Now, you're living with McNeil in center. Again, we don't know who's going to be available, Will Grisham, whatever, but they're living with McNeil in center for the most part. You've got Mauricio at third base, a little bit of Beatty at second base. You've got Marte back. You got Vientos thrown in there, that mix. Do you think that Alvarez now coming back, which is a huge part of this?
No doubt.
Do you think that they can survive with the lineup as is?
Yes, I think they can survive. I don't think they're I still wouldn't stamp them. Again, there's randomness. I wouldn't stamp them like I wouldn't feel great about their October World Series. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
If they don't get another bat. It's the time to do it, Sal. Like, from a defensive perspective, Nimmo's been hitting the hell out of it. Nimmo in left and McNeil in center. That's going to hurt you in October. Yeah. You could just see a ball getting through, somebody tagging up. That's not how you win with those two guys. And McNeil's been serviceable, there's no doubt. But
he's not a center fielder.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't love that. And, we could talk about the Alvarez's and the Mauricio had 4 knocks and 4 bullets. That home run that he hit, that was a pitch that he's not handled all year. That soft stuff at the ankle. So he's showing progress, and obviously Beatty's been very good. But the reason why I think the Mets should get that big bat is because there's so much unknown next year. You don't know who's playing first base. Pete could opt out and bounce. You don't know who's playing center. You don't know who. To me, go for it now.
A lot of things are going right for them. Now, it's August. There's, 50-something games to go? Yeah. You need, the way the Mets are right now, you want to have this in September, like the end of September. It's a long season. We've seen this. They were like this before, and then they went into that rut. They're like this now. Could there be another rut here at the wrong time? That's what you want to avoid. But everything is lining up very nicely. The Braves are dead and buried. They're long gone. It's a 2-team race. Mets and Phillies here. A few days to go before the trade deadline. We know what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to acquire bullpen arms, maybe another arm in the rotation, and maybe another bat. But we know they're going to be aggressive here. And then it's just sit back and say, all right, go to work.
This is who we are.
This is it. They're putting right now, the next few days, and I'm sure literally right now, they're trying to figure out who they're going to bring in to put the final pieces together for a team that they could sit back and say, now go out there and do it, boys.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. No more gaping holes or glaring needs. You have to hope that, pray to the sports gods, you're going to stay healthy.
Yep.
Guys stay healthy here, and then just have the players go out there and produce. That's it. They go into the clubhouse. They've done all that they could do. Once Thursday comes and goes, and I think they're only a couple of moves away from really fine-tuning this thing. It's just about going out there and delivering.
I think both teams have another big swing coming. I do. I think both the Mets and the Yanks will be aggressive in the next couple of days. From a Yankee perspective, could unload a player or two, as I discussed. See, the only risk that, and there's no guarantee, that's why I would preemptively address it now. And, the things that look favorable that were a little questionable earlier, the Beatties, Alvarez, Mauricio, even though Mauricio has a lot of talent, he was swinging and missing, and the changeup and the curves, he was a mess.
Still raw.
That's perfect word. Marte's injury prone. He's in a little bit of a hot streak now, but he's always gimpy. I have to have another legit reinforcement in case. Now, all of those things are not going to fall back to their whatever their mean was. But if one or two things do, I need to know that I've got another bullet to fire if I'm trying. It's the World Series. And it's not just the Mets have to win it this year or they can't win it next year. You would think with the money, with their core, with whatever, some young pitching prospects, the Mets' runway to be good is certainly open for a couple of years. I'm pouncing.
BT and Sal on the Fan. The BT and Sal Show on the Fan is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. Isaac is calling from Long Branch. What's up, Isaac?
Hey, BT and Sal, what's going on, guys?
How are you?
I think the Mets are 2 moves away from legitimately being the best team in baseball. I think we need to make a move with Miami, get one of the guys, either Alcantara or that other guy, Rodriguez, and move Clay Holmes to the bullpen. Then we have the best bullpen in baseball, and I don't think we need such a hitter. With Mauricio and Alvarez looking like he's coming back now, I think we go get Bader from Minnesota, who could feel just as good as Tyrone and definitely could hit better. And I think those are moves that we need to make.
You want Bader back?
Thank you for the call, Isaac.
Yeah, I hear you. That's my emotion, too.
I think I'd rather have him than Mullins. Neither of those guys, to me, are enough of an upgrade. Certainly not offensively. Like, yes, you're right. The idea of having Bader in center field, but we went down this road last year. You know what is most appealing to me about Bader? What he did with the Yankees in the postseason.
I hit a couple bombs for sure.
So, because this is about the postseason. To your point, this is about the World Series. This is about finishing touches on what can be and what should be a World Series caliber ball club. I hesitate to overreact to Mauricio's play as of late, or even Alvarez. Now, I believe that Mauricio is legit, but he's still very raw and young. So if he goes into a little bit of a funk in the next couple of weeks, it's going to be, can't live with Mauricio. You've got to eliminate the question marks here. Alvarez, there is no better option, and I believe he's going to be this, which should be impactful and should help, but doesn't mean you wouldn't look to upgrade if there were the right bat out there, whether it be Suarez, whether it be somebody else, or whether it be center field. Bader does not...
It doesn't do it for me.
Unless it were in addition, like let's say they got Suarez, they shocked the world and got Suarez, then I could live with Bader and center field.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's a little different. I mean, the one thing that you don't want to happen, like even if Alvarez regresses, and it doesn't look like he will, he's got great energy right now.
Yeah.
I'm happy
he's
for him.
back, thankfully. Like,
he owned it, man.
Yeah.
You got to respect it.
But that's how you do it, BT.
I agree.
The organization did the right thing.
Yep.
He had the right attitude when he was down there. Didn't get caught up in the years of control or anything else.
Yep.
Went down there, said, I got to find myself again. Raked, produced defensively, and now he's back up looking like himself.
And they did that because they knew the character and the work ethic of him. And they trusted that. And they trusted their minor league people. So that was very good. But even if he was to, take a massive step back, which I don't expect, at least you have a very capable backup in Torrens. If Beatty goes sideways or Mauricio goes sideways, what are you doing at third base in the playoffs? What are you doing in center? I still can't run the risk of two quiet spots.
Of the three, if they got Bader in center, you're saying it's still not enough to you?
I mean, if it was Bader in center and the Mauricio Beatty combo at third.
Or Vientos. Like they have.
What am I saying? I forgot. And Vientos.
That's what I'm saying. Like between those three. I don't love him defensively. But between the three, you'd hope one could stick at least for a little bit. I would probably bet on Mauricio because I trust his defense more than the other.
I bet on Beatty.
Yeah.
Maybe right now. I don't know.
I was thinking about this just watching Beatty. Even though his numbers aren't great, we know he's shown signs. I would not give up on him. Now, if it were the perfect trade, like let's say you had to give him to get Suarez, I'd do that because I'm getting a third baseman now that I feel like can
a rental, 34-year-old rental.
I know, but he might be able to win a World Series.
That's true. Yeah.
But the potential, like Beatty, I get the feeling Beatty's going to go somewhere else and be a solid big league pro for 10 years.
I agree with you. The game's slowing down for him. There's no doubt, and it's starting to slow down for Mauricio as well. Like the thing that I think what Stearns has to ask himself, and obviously I'm not telling him anything he doesn't know, and I want you to answer this: do you envision a Mets roster in 2 years with Mauricio, with Beatty, with Vientos, Alvarez I'm going to put there because he's a catcher, Acuna, there's just a lot
McNeil,
of...
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, I don't even count McNeil. His contract's up. He's getting older. I'm talking about the young guys who are still learning about. That's 5 spots where it's still a little fluid. You know what I mean?
Not to mention Jet Williams or the other guys that they have coming up.
Gilbert, correct.
They have, and they were talking about it last night during the broadcast where I think Buster Olney said the Astros have already inquired about the Mets, abundance of infielders. This is going to be tricky, but this is how David Stearns makes his money. Him and his staff have to evaluate the right one to move and the right one to keep, or the right ones to move, the right one to keep. But you can't keep them all. So to your point, no, I don't. They're going to have to make a decision.
Yes.
I think you wait and wait and wait until you have as much info and intel possible before you have to make that decision.
Meaning until Thursday or the offseason?
No, I'm talking about just in even predating years here. Now, remember, Stearns only here for 1 year, but we've seen Beatty for a little while. They need to do... I think Mauricio is the most raw, but in the short time that we've seen him, that's the one that I would be reluctant to give up on. I trust him more so right now, but they need to make the right decision, whether it's moving on from Beatty, Vientos, both Beatty and Vientos. They got to clean it up a little bit.
Yep.
Now, again, you're not just giving those guys away, but I would at least want to see one of them probably moved for a piece that could better fit you this year.
I'd be stunned if all those names we just hit are still here by Thursday at, 6 p.m., I think, Thursday? So I just think there's going to be some movement. Both teams are digging in. Different circumstances, different pressure, different positions of need, although bullpen a little bit for both teams, more so for the Yankees because you already got Soto. It's going to be busy.
Raul from Manhattan wants to talk about the Yanks. What's up, Raul?
Hello.
Hey, gentlemen. Good morning. Thank you for taking my call. You guys are a godsend, man. I could talk either Yankees or Mets. So whatever. If you want to talk about Mets, I can talk about the Mets too.
Well, what's most important to you?
Talk about what you want to talk about. Yeah.
Well, they're both important to me, and I could talk to you guys for a while. I have a lot on my mind, but I'll be brief with. Okay. One thing that's been bothering me, I've been watching Stanton for the Yankees for years. He's given me much joy in his at-bats and everything, but he is like a heavy anchor weighing down the Yankees right now. He's not versatile. They could unload him for some athletes and then unload Goldschmidt too and bring up Jones and then reutilize what they have. Rosario's a good pickup. He's a good substitute for Cabrera.
Mm-hmm.
He's okay, but I don't think they should play him in the outfield. Keep Grissom. He's a good fourth outfielder to have. He's defensively he's a monster, and he has come up with good hits and everything. Don't give up on him so easily, and you got to keep the guy that right now that's hot. What's his name for the former club? You got to keep him.
Bellinger.
Bellinger. Yeah, you got to keep him, and don't give him away because he's versatile. He could play first. He's athletic.
Yeah, no, we get it, Raul.
Yeah, that's what they're faced with. I mean, the thing about the way you frame it, Raul, and thanks for the call. Like he said something like, the Yankees shouldn't give up on Grisham. It's not about finding out does he fit or can he handle New York or is he good. He's been around for a while, and he's making peanuts, which makes him very attractive. Grisham is owed about, if you just prorate the numbers, he's due about like 1.8, a little less the rest of the year. And to me, I don't think the Yankees will re-sign him next year. So why would you keep him?
Only to maximize your abilities this year. You have him be your primary center field, whatever. Especially with Judge going down and maybe Judge having to be a DH. If you're trying to win now, that's the only reason why you keep him. If you don't think that you can win now, and you're saying, you know what, we could whatever our return would be for him is worth it to help us years down the road, get a young player under control or a couple of prospects, whatever, pitching prospects.
Yeah, I can see that. I certainly get that. That's definitely one avenue to look at it. But what I'm saying is, I think when you have, at least on paper and on film, and analytically supported, early, like in the minors, there's at least a couple of options where if you trade Grisham, I know Spencer Jones has had the back issue, a spasm. He's fine. And Stanton's got a no trade. Raul hit a bunch of different things there. I just think that there's enough internal options to at least find out and straddle that line, and Cashman would have to be perfect, something he has not been in a long time. But yeah, that's kind of where we are at this point. And if the Yankees do nothing, then in terms of the deadline here, then the Yankees aren't doing anything in terms of big picture this season. Not going to happen. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal here on The Fan. Get back to these Yankee and Met calls next couple days. Going to be juicy. Hey, obviously the biggest football contests are in Vegas, Circa Million and Circa Survivor. Sal and I were just talking about those Jets and the Giants. Hopefully get us to Halloween. And there's a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Now, Circa Million, you pick 5 games against the spread each week. There's 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. Just give me a winner straight up. Obviously, whoever lasts the longest, you win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada. Play anywhere. And $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
Talk Yankees trades, Mets stats, Giants defense, and Jets prospects. All in one place. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, Radio and TuneIn apps.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying forwarded. For well-qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card of 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Mercedes-Benz Dream Days are here. Real offers, dream vehicles, and it's all waiting for you at Mercedes-Benz of Edison. Now's the time to drive the luxury you deserve with limited-time lease and finance offers, including the GLC, C-Class, and the cutting-edge EQ electric lineup. With over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from, your perfect Mercedes-Benz is ready to go. Make this a summer to remember during Mercedes-Benz Dream Days. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Edison, the Tri-State's premier destination for luxury driving.
Ready to score the biggest deal in breakfast? It's waiting for you at Dunkin'. Dunkin' is serving up the ultimate $5 meal deal. Get 1 premium hot or iced coffee and any 2 delicious wake-up wrap sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're fueling up for a big day or keeping it casual, this deal has you covered. A smooth, bold Dunkin' coffee paired with 2 warm, tasty wake-up wraps? Now that's what we call a big deal. Excludes espresso and cold brewed beverages. Modifications may be an additional charge. Participation may vary. Limited time offer cannot be combined with offers. Exclusion and terms apply.
From Jason Momoa, Hawaii's our home. Chief of War. He's streaming August 1st on Apple TV+.
Cruel men will be coming soon. If this island is torn between chiefs, Hawaii will fall.
Don't miss the epic event of the summer. To save a kingdom,
I believe we are stronger together.
A warrior will rise.
If there's any hope, it is you.
I will fight for our people. Chief of War, streaming August 1st on Apple TV+.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Sunny and very hot. High 93.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy.
Hi, we're Wren Kitchens. In our 50-year history, we've made and installed millions of quality kitchens, and now you can find us at the Home Depot across the tri-state area. With thousands of styles and colors to choose from, we offer a free home measurement service and expert design consultation. All of our kitchens are made in the U.S. and delivered directly to you and installed by our specialist fitters. We cut out the middleman to save you money. And with our flexible financing, you can spread the cost over 7 years. Come down to Wren Kitchens at the Home Depot now. Finance subject to credit approval. Offers may change. See website for more details.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X-Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, post that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, texts, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use
I'm watching Sal and BT right now, and let me tell you, it looks fantastic. The visuals, the live chat, it's electric. So what are we doing here? I'm watching Sal and BT right now, and let me tell you, it looks fantastic. The visuals, the live chat, it's electric. So what are we doing here? I'm watching Sal and BT right now, and let me tell you, it looks fantastic. The visuals, the live chat, it's electric. So what are we doing here? I'm
nice to be back from staycation, and there is a big difference, BT, from staycation and vacation. We were just talking about a little bit. You, 2 weeks ago, went on vacation. Like, you went away.
A little beach action.
Yeah, and when you go away, there's really, like, no choice but to immerse yourself in being away and lost and all that stuff.
Although, to be fair, I was kind of pulled into that Little League controversy, so that wasn't really away.
You know, that's a good point. And I purposely, we really have not talked about this.
No, you reached out to me, but
well, I purposely did not bring it up at all. No caller brought it up on this show. I heard the morning show talk about it. I'm like, I'm not touching this until I talk to BT or until he comes back. And then I didn't even want to bother you because I know you're on vacation. I'm like, God, this has got to be probably bothering him, but I don't want to jump in. So once I saw you then reach the social media about something, I was like, all right, let me text and make sure it's all right. So that's our only talk about it. Were you at least able to relax with all this crap going on?
I mean, you know, you don't love getting alerts and, you know, people sending you stuff. Like, I mean, I'd prefer not to have been in the news cycle for getting the thumb, you know. But no, I was able to, I was still able to enjoy it. But it was an unexpected curveball. Whereas with you, it almost sounds like you'd rather be in jail with the list of dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, what were you doing?
It's not that I'd rather be in jail because it was nice, but it was not. I think in my mind, I'm like, oh, yeah, staycation. All right, we'll just be home and just do nothing. But when you're home, there's always going to be something to do at home. Whether it's take care of the dog, take care of your daughter, your kids, whatever it may be, your wife, your mother, like there's always going to be something. I was telling you, the first thing I did was Saturday morning. You know, I had a long week of shows when you weren't here because it was just different. We had the Joe Torre thing, the David Wright week. It was guest after guest after guest.
All-Star getting out a lot of no games to react to.
Yeah, exactly right.
Except, of course, the All-Star game, which you didn't watch.
Yeah.
Did you really stand by the protest?
Yeah, no Soto, no Sal, of course. But I didn't know enough to talk about it. So, it was just a different week of shows. And again, it's talking sports, like it's not a big deal, but you know how it is.
Yeah.
So
a little different energy. I got you.
By the end of it, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I'm tired.
So much so that when I saw David Wright in person Friday at SNY, because after I was done here, I went there to tape the show with Wright, Reyes, and Collins.
I saw that. I saw some of it on SNY.
So I get there, and I'm like, dude, I got to be honest with you. I'm David Wrighted out right now.
You said that to him?
Yeah, I did. And he laughed, and he's like, me too. But then I went Saturday to the game.
Yeah.
Or at least to the festivities. I drove to pick up my mother on Long Island, drove back, sat in that god-awful traffic. I don't know what was going on. Hey, news to the Mets. If you're going to have a game and a ceremony, tell everybody to get there early. Open the damn gates. I don't know what was going on. I've been to a million games, World Series, playoffs, opening days, ceremonies, you name it. I've never experienced anything like that.
Did they mess up? I mean, was it was an accident, or did they actually just mess up with when people could get in?
Dude, the Grand Central Parkway entrance was backed up to get off the LIE when you go in there. Like, I've never seen anything like it. And I was like, all right, let's go around. Let's go to the other entrance. I'm trying to go around. Just backed up. It was like the gates were shut. Now, I don't know if they actually were or not, but it was like nobody was moving. And it took me an hour to get from my mom's house on Long Island to the stadium. It took me another hour to get from the stadium into the actual parking lot.
That's brutal.
And then I washed it down I left after the ceremonies, which, by the way, were great. Did you watch that?
I watched the whole thing. I loved it. I talked about this a lot. Yeah.
Did you see The Right Way?
Loved it.
Okay, good.
Absolutely. I talked about it. That's why I did a great job.
Yeah.
You know, I loved the stuff when he was a kid coming up in Virginia.
I knew you'd eat that up. I knew you'd eat that up.
That Little League footage was phenomenal.
And then, not to belabor the point here, but so I went to the ceremony. It was great, emotional, whatever.
His speech was phenomenal. It really was.
Can't do any better than that.
No, I agree.
And then I left before the game because I had plans to go to the soccer game.
I mean, you're out of your mind, dude.
I know, but this is what it is. It's not only a staycation; it's a sacrifice. I wasn't home to sit back and put my feet up and enjoy myself in the pool or going to the beach. I was home to do everything for everybody else. But my wife's family wanted to go to the game, the Messi game, so I'm like, all right, I'll suck it up and do it. And guess what? I get home, drop my mom off. She's with Sammy. Me and my wife, we go, and she's running late. Naturally, I'm like, I told you, gave you the heads up. Like, let's go.
They're never on time.
Let's go.
Is that how you yell at her?
Yeah, you know what?
Is that how you bark at her?
I'm saying this now. No.
Let's go.
Yeah, well.
I mean,
come on.
Listen,
And do you
you're
know
not
why?
used to it by now? Come on, they take forever.
But do you know why I had urgency? Of course you know why. Because Messi's going to be there, and it's going to be major traffic.
Yeah.
Now, I just got out of the Citi Field stuff, picking my wife up to go meet her family at this game, and it was a nightmare. Sammy with the Red Bulls who helps us out or whatever, and I paid for the ticket.
Steinleit?
Yeah, Sammy Steinleit. I'm texting him because I was so mad. I'm like, dude, this is a nightmare.
Was he going to give you a chopper and fly you into the stadium? What stand are you going to do?
No, but I wanted to let somebody know that I'm pissed off.
Yeah, sometimes when you vent, it does nothing, but it feels good.
I was like, yeah, exactly. And that's what it was. Like, I know, man. I'm sorry. That's why I had to leave early. I'm like, yeah, what do you want me to do? I was at the David Wright thing. My wife was running late.
Yeah.
We saw Messi scored 2 goals. It was actually incredible.
Did he score twice?
He scored twice.
Nice.
Yeah. Right in front of it. Was a huge thing.
Oh,
And
I know.
The kids, like my wife's family, they loved it. So it was really a nice night out. But then we had to sit in the parking lot another hour and a half before that. Dude, and that was day one. That was day one. Legoland, a little Chuck E. Cheese in there.
Chuck E. Cheese is a staple when they're that age. Come on.
But anyway,
and then you're leaving out a part that might be the kicker, even though you had a good time. Sally's wife said, I'm out of here for a couple of days. It was just you and your daughter, Sammy, a couple of nights. I mean, that's a lot of responsibility for a dad with a 4-year-old daughter.
That doesn't happen.
Is that the first time that you were left overnight, multiple nights, you and your daughter?
Yes.
Okay, that's a big step, man.
I've done one night before.
Yeah.
I've never done 2.
Well, it's about time. I mean, you hightail it everywhere you go. Saratoga, you go here. It's about time.
Oh, no. Well, Daddy's taking a vacation. I already told my wife, and a little, nasty, too. I was like, look, you had your vacation. I'm not coming back. I'm going to Saratoga. I'm staying 2 nights.
Is that what you told her?
Well, I did. I don't know if I'm going to, but I'm definitely going at least one night.
It seems like you got some equity. You earned it, so you got earned a couple stripes. She'll let you do it.
It's not work, but it's a lot. My point is it's not vacation. So my wife, who by the way, deserves a break as well.
No question.
So when she says, like, I like it, go ahead, go enjoy yourself. But then I don't want to hear anything. Like, go enjoy yourself with your friend, which she did in Philadelphia for a couple of days. Yeah. And then I'm home with Sammy. Now it's Daddy and Sammy. But, like, it's a lot there.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you, though, Daddy and Sammy at age 4 going on 5 is different than Daddy at home with Sammy when Sammy is 9 or 10 and the iPad's always ringing and friends are calling and
that's annoying. I guess.
When you go to bed, obviously, Sammy's very, like you've told, been in bed like 7, like very regimented.
That was the best part of my night.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
Happy Gilmore time or Billy Joel.
We got to talk about that and Superman later. We saw both of them. But when you're that age and she's used to going to bed that early, she's obviously not getting like breastfed. She's not a baby. No. The bottle's gone. So you don't have to wake up in the middle. So you don't have to do that. She's in bed. You can have a couple Surfsides. You can watch a movie. You can get immersed with the YouTube Hulk Hogan stuff. All the things that I'm sure you did. Whereas like when she's 8 or 9 or 10 and mommy's out of town for 2 nights, it's a little different. You have to do more. Trust me.
Really?
Yeah.
I would think less.
You got to do more.
They're more self-sufficient as they get older.
I can promise you my kids do not go to bed at 7 o'clock at night on a Friday night during the summer.
So it's less alone time. Like, I couldn't wait. I love spending the time with my daughter. Don't get me wrong. It was great.
Yeah, but when they go to sleep, it's fantastic.
She's
I remember that age. That was a little Scotch pour. That was a little daddy.
Wife's not home.
Nobody's home. Stay away.
That's almost a trade-off. Yeah, go. You got like at least the wife's not there to be like, what reality show do you want to watch or what movie?
Watch whatever you want.
That's exactly right.
Whatever food you want.
Hogan, Happy Gilmore, pizza, chips, whatever I want. Just make sure Sammy's in bed by 8 o'clock. 8. But I will learn my lesson at some point. And it's not that I can afford to go away on all these vacations anyway. I keep saying, like, staycation, I'm going to enjoy it. And it's never truly...
He said that last time, too.
Yes, I did.
Say that. Yeah.
And I thought this time was going to be different. Hang out by the pool, grill. I didn't grill once. I did hang out by the pool, but, yeah, I know.
It's not easy, man. Life's not easy, pal.
BT, it's and this is my, like, I'm happy to be back to work. This is my comfort zone.
I'm the same way, too. Like, after a while, I'm like, I got to get back on the air. Like, do you feel unnaturally out of whack?
Yeah, I don't like it.
No, me
I don't like sitting out.
What did I text you? I'm like, I'm ready to get back.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember that when you texted me when I was...
Well, I was checking in with you. Yeah,
but you didn't actually... I didn't know if you knew. I figured you did, but you didn't specifically say what happened with the Little League.
Well,
you just said
text you the link to the article.
That's true. Of course, they use the unkillable picture. Good God.
I was, because we've talked about this. You and I have had these conversations dating back to the Carl Banks stuff, where I was like, man, I don't like this. Or even some of the Alonso stuff where that blew up years ago.
When you get pulled into something, it's not fun.
I hate it.
That's not fun.
Especially something like that, which I know to you means the world, coaching your son and all that.
And the other kids, not just him. And by the way, the call wasn't even about him.
Yeah,
it wasn't like I was some lunatic because my son got screwed. He wasn't even involved in the play.
So what happened? You let her have it, the ref?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a she. She was behind the plate. It was a gentleman who gave me the thumb here, and I wish it didn't happen. I don't think he was totally right. I don't think I was totally right.
First time you've been tossed?
First time.
Booney's rubbing off on you. I was going to say we got to get him on the phone here. Our guy Booney's got to calm it down. You get BT tossed from these 10U games, Booney. Come on. And by the way, the Yankees may have a vacancy soon. Maybe you go over there and help out.
That's what happens when hitting the clutch. The kids were annoying me that night.
I know it's bad because usually I get the text. Usually I get the text from you with the scoreboard like 21-0.
No, it was tough loss. Tough loss, man.
BT, well,
I'm going to show you the video. Next break.
I heard you talking about it.
I'm not going to show it online.
I saw the clip.
I'm going to show
it. Would it not exonerate you?
It would, but I don't want to keep it going. But yet here I am talking about it. I moved on, okay. But I'm going to show you so that if it ever comes up again, you can give an honest depiction of whether or not I deserve to get the boot.
I told you my favorite part of the whole thing, and I happened to hear the caller live.
Oh, you did?
I was driving to the Joe Torre Safe at Home thing, and I was like, oh, my God. He called Boomer and Gio and was going over the whole thing.
Yeah, so a bunch of people sent it to me. I didn't hear it. I was in Florida.
But my favorite part was when he goes, his son's a hell of a ball player.
That was nice, yeah.
I felt good for Cole with that one. So.
How about Daddy? Daddy's the one wearing it.
Yeah, I know, but you can handle it. All right, BT and Sal on the field. We'll get back to the calls on the other side. 888-808-1019.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
We're getting into that territory now because we're very close to the trade deadline where it all encompasses Brian Cashman. Like Brian Cashman's name comes out of everybody's mouth. Yep. Now for the next 2 weeks.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Kenny Pickett tweaked a hamstring, and it opened a window. Pickett pulled up after a touchdown throw Saturday at Browns training camp, putting his momentum on pause. That injury, it may be Shedeur Sanders' shot. The rookie's one of 4 QBs in the mix, but with Pickett's sideline, the door just cracked open. Cleveland has options, but clearly Shedeur is the most intriguing. I'm Maggie Gray.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy chicken biscuit for just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all 3 if you want. They're just $1, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in the combo while supplies last.
Lowe's knows hot deals help you get the most out of summer. Get up to 30% off select major appliances and get it delivered as soon as next day. Plus, get up to 30% off select patio furniture, grills, outdoor power equipment, and more. These end-of-season savings won't last long. Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Valid on eligible in-stock orders in select locations. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Hey, Connecticut, if you want name brand tires at the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, then get to Town Fair Tire. Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
At Hanover Bank, we're more than just your bank. We're your neighbor. Our decisions are made locally by people who live and work right here in your community and who understand what matters most to you. And your deposits? They stay local, benefiting the businesses, homes, families, and futures that make our towns thrive. We believe in true relationship banking, individual service, and commitment to community. Visit HanoverBank.com to learn more today. That's HanoverBank.com. Hanover Bank. Forward together.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets more exciting with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll get your stake back if they finish second. Log in today and make your picks with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager. New Jersey and New York only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. Tune in to the BT and Sal Show weekdays from 10 to 2 on The Fan, presented by your tri-state Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
Sal Licata here, and wow, are we thrilled with the incredible job CertaPro Painters did on our house. So clean, so efficient, they actually listened to us. They answered all of our questions and made incredible suggestions. House looks better than it ever has, and we can't wait to show it off to all our friends this summer. Just wow. Even my wife, who's impossible to please, she loves it. If you need some exterior painting done for your home or business, call CertaPro Painters at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's Certa with a C, or go to CertaPro.com.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
If you're tired of dealing with dummies every time you shop for a car, I get it. All the games they play, the back and forth, it's brutal. Well, the team over at Route 22 Toyota seem to have it figured out. There are real people who have made the entire process of buying a car simple and that smart. Plus, they're easy to get to, right on Route 22 in Hillside, New Jersey, and they're always on the money with incredible deals on their huge selection of new and used Toyota. So remember, if you're tired of dealing with dummies, get over to Route 22 Toyota and experience the smart way to buy your next vehicle.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey iHeart.
We never gonna yield. Stats and insights, we the legends of the game. Maggie and Perloff, we taking all the fame. I take stats saying we bring the heat each day. Talking football.
The football stuff maybe throughout the course of the week, obviously, BT. Training camp in full force here, Jets and Giants. I agree with something J.J. Watt said. I don't know if you saw this over the course of the weekend, where he's like, dude, enough with these stats being a big deal from training camp stuff.
Like 7-on-7s and completion percentage. It's such a waste of time.
But this has been going on for years, I guess since the age of social media, where, all right, reporters are out there and they're breaking it all down. It's just not for me. And maybe it is for some. I'm not a stats guy, period, but you think I give a crap about what's going on in training camp as far as numbers go? I mean, my God, it's gotten to a point where it's so overcovered and overhyped. Wake me up when the games start. And by the way, even then, it's like week 1, whatever, 2, whatever, 3, whatever. Like by week 4, you start to, okay, now it starts to count. But I'm excited for football season, don't get me wrong, but the overdoing it in every second, scrutinizing every play of training camp just to me is too much.
Well, especially training camp in 2025 where they're putting the pads on today, but where you can't even hit anymore. Like, when Tiki was coming up and obviously when Boomer was coming up, they were knocking the crap out of each other. So maybe a little bit more transferable, like you get a better idea of what you had. I mean, I can't tell you how many tweets, and I used to get excited about it. Why wouldn't you? Zach Wilson, 5 for 5 in the red zone drill today. It looked phenomenal. Back shoulder throw to whomever. I gave up on that nonsense like you a long time ago. What interests me from a Giant perspective is Dart. And I know that Dart threw a pick his first. That's why maybe people reacted to that. But like Dart and the pass rush and the Giant issues, what interests me with the Jets is how Glenn commands the room and the early stages of getting this team into a disciplined, tough unit, the exact opposite of what Saleh had.
Yeah, which I love everything about that, but ultimately it's going to be about the results. Like I've heard this before from other guys. I love it. Sign me up for everything that Aaron Glenn is about and everything that Aaron Glenn is saying. But we actually have to see it. Like I've heard many coaches before say, we have to clean this up. We can't be undisciplined. We can't get penalties. I've heard it a million freaking times. And yet when we watch the games, what happens? Penalties left and right. So I want to see Glenn and his team execute what he knows takes to win football games. I believe in him. I believe in what he's saying. I believe what he's saying is true. I don't believe that the players are going to follow through and execute to the level that he expected to, especially soon, right out of the gate. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that that's the case, and they're going to need that to be the case to have a successful season. But it's year one, blank canvas, ground zero here with the Jets trying to build this new regime, new culture. I'm excited for it. I just need to see it to believe it.
Understood. I mean, I'll tell you, the one thing that I do enjoy with the training camp and, like Schrager would be out there and Kay Adams, like when they were at the NFL Network, I'm forgetting who
Kyle Brandt.
Kyle Brandt. That's what I was really looking for because he's still there. So like when you get a on-site report from people who don't have any allegiance to New York or the Jets that tell us, and I saw this over the weekend, that it's much more aggressive, that there's some yelling, and that, it's stark contrast to what it was with Robert Saleh. That tells me there's an intensity, there's an urgency, which is appealing to me. And I got to read you this one quote. This is from Elijah Vera Tucker. He says, quote, I can see this thing. What a diss. Now, I don't know if he really meant to do this, but it's what happened. I can see this thing turning around for sure, especially with Glenn, the type of coach he is. He praises physicality, but even more like accountability. And I think that that's very important for a head coach to do. That's something I haven't seen much of in my career.
Right. Okay, so that's damning against Robert Saleh.
Yep.
We all knew that about Robert Saleh. Like, I think Jet fans were hoping against hope, especially early on, when they first hired Saleh. Oh, he's going to be the guy, badass, and here he goes. He's tough, no nonsense. Glenn is saying all the right things, and it seems by all accounts he's running a tight ship. We got to see the results now. We have to see them execute. And, back to your point about Dart interception. Like, who cares? Same thing about Aaron Rodgers. Oh, first pass Rodgers threw as a Steelers interception. Oh, okay. It's training camp. Like, it doesn't mean anything. I am fascinated to see how the Giants are going to play this thing with the quarterback, though. I know they're going to let Russell Wilson start.
Yeah.
But
what's your best guess? Give it to me, because I hit this when you were out.
Well, are they trying? See, the Giants got to pick a direction to me. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Are they trying to develop Jackson Dart, or are they trying to win games? I think they're trying to win games. And then if that doesn't happen, then maybe they'll say, okay, well, we're ready to go with Jackson Dart here. So I think it's going to be Russell Wilson's show. And I just don't know at what point are they going to say, okay, enough is enough with Russell Wilson. Let's go to Dart. If Russell Wilson gets banged up early on, it's going to be Jameis Winston. It's not going to be Jackson Dart. I wouldn't think you're going to see him for at least 10 weeks, 11 weeks. And then once the season is officially out of hand, which it will be, it may be sooner than later, then we'll start hey, here's Jackson Dart. But even if they start out, I don't know,
3 and 4, like it kind of hanging around.
I mean, 3 and 4, that would be nice.
Good, 3 and 4 for the schedule.
Let's say they start out 2 and 7. I still don't think you're going to see Dart until the very end.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
I do agree, and I think it's an interesting road to try to navigate for them. We talked about this a little bit with the Yankees, but like winning versus most of the season. I think the key is if it's really about development and also winning, why are you going to have Jameis Winston taking snaps away during practice from Dart?
Right.
To me, that's the angle that they've got to rectify. and resolve. I said while you were out, I think before it's all said and done, I think Winston is eventually cut, and they give him the respect.
At what point?
I don't know yet. I want to see.
Like before the season, you're saying? Or no?
Yeah. If Dart shows enough to be the backup, if he does, and again, I don't know that he has done that yet so far, but if he looks the part like, okay, he's physically ready not to play, but just to be the backup, because that's 15, 18, 20% of the snaps that now you got to split between Winston and Dart. How is that getting Dart ready to play football?
It's not, which would make me think that he's a project that they're going to have in their back pocket, not at the forefront. I know he's going to be talked about quite a bit. I think the Giants' plan is clear. They are trying to win now with a defense that they believe is going to be great, with an offense that they think is going to be significantly better than what we've seen with Daniel Jones or whoever the last several years. Russell Wilson, and then if Russell Wilson, for whatever reason, doesn't have it or gets hurt, insert Jameis Winston, who's going to be able to move the football and score some points with this great defense. Dart is there less about now and more about the future. The problem is, I don't believe the Giants happens. You know what's going to happen. It's already about Jackson Dart, let alone if they have a bad start. It's already all about Jackson Dart. So what happens when the Giants start slowly? The fans are going to be calling and clamoring on social media, wherever it may be, that they have their voice heard for Jackson Dart. And then there's going to be pressure to play Jackson Dart. Now, the Giants have to stay disciplined and not cave to that and stick to whatever their plan is.
Yep.
But that's easier said than done, especially if you're having a rough season. If they start 2-6, 2-7, I mean, they'd be lucky to keep their jobs, number one. But number two, it's going to be about, hey, you might as well get Jackson Dart in there and at least give the fans something to watch.
But they can't cave to that because then, now their issue, even though they've got 2022 and a road playoff win, and I know Giant fans enjoy that, but the Giant fan, the duo, I should say more of Shane and Dable, they've got no equity within the fan base or very do. And when you talk about self-preservation, job security, that's where it could get really messy. But that's why you and I also talked about, was there some sort of an assurance from ownership? Hey, it's not. I'd have to think that there was some conversation that at least let Dable and Shane know it's about a little bit bigger picture than maybe our fans think, so don't do anything stupid or rush it. But you don't know if that assurance was given. We're just guessing.
BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-109. Anthony in Harlem talking about the Jets. What's up, Ant?
Good afternoon, boys. Good to hear you back together again.
Yeah, it's fun. Been 2 weeks, which is crazy. Go ahead, Ant.
Yeah, so BT, I know you like me. You're a diehard Jet fan. And two of the things in the last few years that have been absolutely mad about this team is they just got so many penalties, and there was never any accountability. And last year, they were an atrocious tackling.
Yep.
Terrible. And what makes me happy, it makes me think that maybe Aaron Glenn is going to turn this around. It's the first 2 weeks of training camp. He's got refs there.
I know.
Officiating practice. And today, Rosenblatt tweeted, the first day the pads were on, you know what they did? Full tackling drills to the ground. Said it was the most physical practice he's seen in years.
Let's go.
That makes me excited.
Love it. I love it. Well, I mean, listen, and I saw that over the weekend as well. Thanks for the call, where apparently the officiating was taken out of the Jets' budget last year.
Come on,
Good
man.
God, Woody. Now, he did pump in $25 million for the locker room, but that was a reaction to the D+ that the Jets organization got. I mean, how much are these guys making? I mean, the franchise is worth $1 billion, basically. You nickel and diamond refs during July in Florham Park for a team that has no sense of how to play. So they're going to hit each other. They're going to tackle. And when they do something sloppy, either because they're tired or because they're not buttoned up fundamentally, here comes a flag, and that's how you get better. I love it.
Like I said, I don't think I would ask for anything better. If you're a Jet fan right now, this is exactly what you want.
Yep.
Work in the weeds.
No drama.
Yeah, exactly
Let's
right.
go. I'm here
Have
for
a
it.
head coach, no nonsense guy, disciplined, hard ass, bring in the refs. It sounds great. It's all perfect. They just have to go out there and execute. And, man, do I hope they do. Because if they do, that'll be a fun team to watch and a team to get behind, regardless of the results or the sex appeal of whatever type of offense they have. Just a team that plays the game hard and the right way is something we could get behind. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll get back to the baseball stuff on the other side, as well as your calls. 888-808-1019.
Odyssey's We Can Survive. Starring Ed Sheeran.
The Goo Goo Dolls.
Alex Warren.
And Shabuzi. All on one stage, one night only. Friday, September 26th. sixth at the Prune.
Hello. Thank you all for coming out to this.
Tickets on sale Friday, August 1st at 10 a.m. through Ticketmaster.com.
The dog days of summer can only mean one thing: the start of Giants training camp. The daily grind to prove if you have what it takes to be a champion. Just like my favorite trucks, Ford F-Series, proving day in and day out why they've been number one in America for 48 straight years. That's a lot of winning if you ask me. With all their power, payload, tech, and strength, it's no wonder Ford is the official truck of the New York Giants. Check out the entire lineup of built Ford tough trucks at your local Ford store.
At Target, back-to-school-a-days are here. What is back-to-school-a-days, you ask? We're talking 7 days of deals on looks and styles the kids will love, at prices you'll love even more. Because back-to-school at Target means getting all of the above. Through August 2nd, save 25% on select kids' clothes, with additional savings to round out their looks, including uniforms, leggings, polos, and activewear. Plus, their new favorite backpacks are 30% off. Happy back-to-school-a-days, now through August 2nd, only at Target. Terms and conditions apply.
Recovering from an addiction is an individual accomplishment. A young mother who chose recovery to care for her family. A high school athlete overcoming opioid addiction. A couple celebrating his recovery. Everyone's recovery is different, and there's no shame in asking for help. Call 844-REACH-NJ. Trained counselors are available 24/7 to help you find the recovery option that's best for you. Tell us your story, and let's begin your recovery today.
Dedication isn't born in the light of day. It's carved in the quiet hours before the world blinks awake. At Boar's Head, we rise with a mission to deliver craftsmanship worthy of your table. A slice of something special folded into every moment worth savoring. Because dedication means delivering only the very best. Boar's Head, committed to craft since 1905.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
Hey, Yankees fans, arrive early at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, August 9th for our Old Timers Day, commemorating the 25th anniversary of the 2000 Yankees winning the Subway Series, presented by Fresh Direct. See Yankees legends put on the pinstripes again and take the field at Yankee Stadium. Relive memories of your favorite former Yankees and make new memories with your family. Get your Saturday, August 9th Old Timers Day tickets commemorating the 25th anniversary of the 2000 Yankees, presented by Fresh Direct, at Yankees.com/tickets today.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, post that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, texts, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use your phone sin problema. Stop by your New York Verizon store today. For unlimited welcome in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
The More to Move You summer sales event is on at Open Road Mazda of Morristown and Open Road Mazda of East Brunswick. Don't miss exceptional offers on our most popular models. The versatile 2025 Mazda CX-5 is just $229 per month for 33 months. Or lease the rugged 2025 Mazda CX-50, now only $239 per month for 33 months. There's more to move you at Open Road Mazda of Morristown and Open Road Mazda of East Brunswick. Click, shop, we deliver. OpenRoadMazda.com. Must finance through Mazda Financial Services. See dealer for complete details.
Wait, you're leaving us? You're matching pajamas.
Matching silk pajamas, babe.
You discover Heineken and now you go out to, watch live sports?
We were literally made to wrap you in luxury, to vibe, to recharge your soul.
And your weighted blanket is here.
It's like a blanket, but so weighted.
Don't listen to your PJs. Head to the game with some friends and grab some ice-cold Heinekens. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
We're talking New York sports. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 12 o'clock. I'm Andrew Bogish. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by CarsForKids.org. WFAN congratulates Cars for Kids on 30 years of changing lives. Over 1 million cars donated, more than 100,000 kids helped. Be part of the legacy. Donate your car today at CarsForKids.org and join over 1 million satisfied donors. Jets fans know it normally doesn't go like this. Justin Fields back to a full participant at practice this morning. It was their first workout in full pads, and it came 4 4 days after Fields suffered that dislocated toe. The Giants QB situation chugging along with Russell Wilson, the starter, but of course there's the long-term plans for Jackson Dart. Brian Dable was asked today on Up and Adams on FanDuel TV if Dart will get first-team reps during camp. Okay.
Why don't you just tell us what he said?
He said basically no. He's going to bounce between first, second, and third teams and maybe sneak in there once or twice. That's never happened before. Like the Jets, the Giants are practicing in pads for the first time today. Big Blue reportedly bringing back return man Gunnar Olszewski after losing Bryce Ford Wheaton to a torn Achilles. Yankees and Rays from the Bronx, 7:05 here on the Fan. And the streaking Mets begin a series in San Diego. That's a 9:40 start on Odyssey Mets Radio. Fan weather, a real feel of 100 under sunny skies in Central Park.
That's bad.
Don't go outside. And that's what's happening. Sports flashes up of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
They wanna be down with the
Brandon Tierney, Sal Licata back on the Fan on this Monday now afternoon. Down with the King topic of the day. We started talking about Aaron Judge. Some say the King in New York. He's unfortunately on the IL. And BT, to me, the bigger issue is just the way the Yankees have structured this team to a point where Judge himself said he wants to remain with the club, not go on the IL and just hit. He can't throw. The Yankees put him out there in harm's way. You could see what the compression sleeve or whatever it was on his right arm, dating back to, over the course of the weekend, Friday night, whatever it was, where he was lollipopping those balls in there. Judge should be DHing, and the Yankees, the way they're constructed, don't really have a spot for that. Figure maybe get him some rest. The Yankees right now, to me, are a total mess.
I don't know that we've ever used a word as much as we've used the word constructed or construction. Like, really just talking about what fundamentally is wrong with this Yankee team. Now, you've got to protect the player from himself, but you can't just do it like when it's convenient. I mean, I don't know why the Yankees ran him out there to play right field, and now are so protective and put him in bubble wrap where they won't even let him hit. I mean, the answer probably could have been somewhere in between, and we'll see how that flushes out. How I would flush this out, and I've said this, I would trade Grisham, I would trade Goldschmidt, I would trade Devin Williams, I would call up Spencer Jones, provided the back spasms are okay. I would put these where Judge is on the IL. Put Dominguez in center, see if that's his natural spot, see if he does well there. And then obviously you have Bellinger to play first base if you succeed in moving on from Goldschmidt. And then, of course, you fill out the outfield with Spencer Jones and another piece and see what happens with Aaron Judge. And now, in the meantime, you could DH Giancarlo Stanton while Judge is on the injured list here. I'd still get a couple of arms in the bullpen. That is, if they don't do that, they've got no shot. They won't even be a playoff team if the Yankees don't do that. But it's one of those rare occurrences, and the Yankees have been built sloppily for years, but it's almost like they've got an unintended parachute here where they could try to do both things. Try to win just enough games to eke in. You're not winning the division. Not like this. To eke in and roll the dice, but also get rid of guys who aren't going to be on the team next year. That's what I would do.
Yeah, they try to thread the needle, and it's infuriating to me. Just pick a direction. You want to make it about the young guys and develop them again and try to do it the right way this time, then go ahead and do that. They're trying to halfway it, win now, while also developing, whether it's Ben Rice or Jason Dominguez or so on, or keep Anthony Volpe and try to hope that he reaches his full potential, and it just has not worked. And they get away with it because of the landscape of the sport, because they should be a playoff team, even not being as clean or crisp as they should be. So they should get in the playoffs, and then, heck, once you get in the postseason, anything could happen. But we know this team right now is not it. And I don't know. You said Sellers a couple weeks ago, and I was like, that's crazy talk to me because of the landscape.
You weren't alone. Everybody thought I was nuts.
Yeah, because of the landscape of the sport. But I don't think that they could justify, and then a part of me is bothered because the Yankees say they're going to go all in or go to town, and then they don't. They get Ahmed Rosario and Ryan McMahon.
That's $16, $17 million a year for McMahon is a lot more than the guys that were playing there. So, I mean, we got to be fair to Hal. Like, $16 million this year, next year as well. Like, McMahon's making a few bucks.
Okay, but then you're going to throw in the caliber of the player that he is. Yeah, he's a good defensive player. He's hitting .214, led the league in strikeouts, and he plays his home games in Colorado, which is, for years, it's like, oh, yeah, well, you got a guy that hit .330 from Colorado. What's he going to do in New York? Well, this guy hit .214 with the Rockies and led the league in strikeouts. Anyway, yeah, okay, I'll give him a little credit for taking on the money, sure. They'd rather have done that than give up the prospects, I guess, for Suarez, which I also didn't think was a great need. But I'm not so sure that it would be worth it at this point going all in for the Yanks. I don't think there's one move that can change the look of this team. I think they have a potent offense. If everybody's healthy and in place, their lineup can be dangerous. Is that going to translate to the postseason? I've seen that fail many, many times before, so I would say that probably not. I don't think anything else about their ball club is great, or at least World Series caliber at this point.
You know, I pretty much agree. I mean, imagine if they would have traded the Tucker, if they would have done the Tucker-Heel deal, then that would have enabled them to, and listen, Heel might come back, he's going to come back, and he might come back, and he might go 7-1, and he might absolutely catapult this team to something that I'm not seeing right now, because he's got electric, filthy stuff when he's healthy and when he's on. We saw that last year as Rookie of the Year. But if they would have made that Tucker trade, you know, I think it would have been easier to part with either a Dominguez or a Spencer Jones, because you would have had 2/3 of your outfield set next year with Tucker and Judge. That's just a little side thing that I wanted to hit. Let me ask you this, though. Don't you, at what point do the Yankees need to get an answer on Spencer Jones? He's going to be 25 next year.
Yeah.
25.
But I think that they should have already had their answer.
But he didn't earn it yet.
No, but think about it. Their thoughts on Spencer Jones has been two different things in a year and a half span. First, it was we're not trading him last year, before the season last year. We're not trading him. Basically, he was untouchable.
Yeah, remember he had a great spring training.
Yeah,
remember
that's what I'm saying. You were talking him up.
Yeah,
we
I
had
was.
the argument. I would have traded him for Corbin Burns. Yeah. So it was untouchable status to a point where he was being mentioned as a replacement in the event that Soto would leave, the then unlikely event that Soto would leave.
Correct.
Spencer Jones, no problem. Him and Judge, blah, blah, blah. Then, throughout the course of all last season, it was, I don't know about this guy. And in the offseason this year, it was, Spencer Jones, he ain't it. That's from the Yankees. Like, that's their... We know that they didn't want to trade him, and then they were down on him. And now it's what? Because he's had a good season so far, it's back up to untouchable. So they should have already had their answer. It can't be, what if he has another bad month? Then it's going to be, we expected this? Like, what do they think he is?
Well, I'm not saying untouchable. I'm not, like, to me, Lombard's untouchable. I think that they certainly think that was Lombard. I don't think that they view Spencer Jones untouchable. All I'm saying is, and again, this is just another side item that is plaguing the Yankees right now in a construction of their roster, which has not been good for far too long. Yeah, how do you go into the 2026 season and Spencer? I believe I saw his birthday's in April or May. So you're talking about basically when the season starts next year, he's 25 years old because he did play in college at Vanderbilt. And, you know, if you don't trade him or his status as an untouchable, that's one thing. But how does he not get a look this year? To me, the Yankees, this is my fundamental gripe with this team, all right? They too often reward guys who are a mess on the bases, a mess in the outfield, a mess in the batter's box. You know, you're not going to get benched. You're not going to drop in a batting order. You're going to stay at the big leagues. And now they're going to turn around and do the opposite with a young man who has punished the minor leagues this year to the tune of, frighteningly good numbers, and you don't reward him? Think about how out of whack that is, Sal.
Well, also, though, why not get an answer on what Jason Dominguez is?
So that in center field?
Well, for starters,
well, that's why I want to trade Grisham. That's what I would do. By trading Grisham, that's part of my plan. You put Dominguez in center. You have Judge. Well, no, you have Jones out there, and you could have Belly. I would also trade Goldschmidt, but if you don't, you have Ben Rice at first base, Goldschmidt, whatever, and then Belly in the corner.
But why not then just make it about, okay, truly be sellers and say we're going to put Ben Rice at first base, we're going to put Dominguez in center field, bring up Spencer Jones, just see what the young guys have the rest of the way. We think that's more valuable to get them big league time, see what they could do in the majors instead of just getting to the playoffs and roll the dice. Or is it more valuable to say, no, we're going to try to get into the playoffs and roll the dice, try to win a World Series like we do every year, and thread the needle like the Yankees are trying to do, but have failed to do so because it's not working. Look at Anthony Volpe. He is exhibit A of how it's not working to try to thread the needle with him. They should have sent him down. They didn't. It's year 3. He's regressed. They're on the same trajectory with Jason Dominguez now, where they didn't put him in center field. They put him in left. He's not good in left field, and now he's a liability from the right-handed side. Like, that's not what he was supposed to be. Let's not forget what Dominguez was supposed to be. And then before you know it, it'll be Spencer Jones or George Lombard doing the same thing. Like, Yankees don't have a good track record here.
They don't, but I don't. Yeah, no, they don't. That's indisputable. I was outside of Aaron Judge and, a little blip from Volpe early. And Ben Rice could swing the bat. I think it's gotten a little bit better because at least Wells and Rice and Volpe are major league players, varying degrees of what they could be and where they are now. But they're not complete burnouts. Like, we were fed for years. Like, this guy is an absolute stiff. This guy's going to be a star. And now this guy's a stiff. So it's gotten a little bit better. They got tough decisions, man. And, right now, I think the bottom line is you either believe that the Yankees are better than this or you don't, and I don't.
We also talked about the Mets, and they are red hot, winning 7 straight. Obviously, the trade deadline coming this Thursday, so it's going to be huge for both teams. What does the Yankees decide to do? What pieces they bring in? What pieces do they ship out? And as for the Mets, we know there's no selling there. It's going to be about buying. Is it going to be in center field, third base, the more bullpen help after the addition of Gregory Soto, who looked good in his outing last night?
He's filthy. He's got good stuff. Walked some guys, but he's got good stuff. Nasty.
Bottom of the order, looking better for the Mets with the emergence of Mauricio. He's looking a little more comfortable, while Ross still more comfortable. Alvarez, after being sent down, has come back. He has been an impactful bat at the bottom of that order. Vientos still the potential. Marte there getting healthier. All of a sudden, the Mets starting to play again and look again like one of the best teams in all of baseball.
They're really playing good baseball right now. They look really good. They're getting hot at the right time. They're getting healthier at the right time as well. I would still like to see the Mets get that bat that I've been talking about for a while. There's just a little bit, for me, still too much reliance on guys who I'm not fully sold on yet. I like Beatty's recent trend. I don't know what the future holds. Same with all the names we all know. Mm-hmm. I think that I would feel different about my premise of getting a bat if the Vientos followed up last year's season, particularly in October, with a good season this year. Like, if Vientos, even if he wasn't batting second, but if Vientos was batting, fifth or sixth, and he was having a good year, 790 OPS, 804. I don't mean anything off the charts insane, right. But I don't know. Like, I feel like Vientos is starting to turn the corner.
Yeah, but we don't know where his floor is.
But that's the problem. And that's, when you look at the future of the Mets here with Pete's ability to leave after this year and all the other things we talked about, I am giving this group a chance to win a World Series, which means I'm getting another bat.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Larry is in Westchester. What's up, Larry?
Hey, BT, Sal, how you guys doing?
Good. What's up?
Hey, bud.
Welcome back, Sal. Listen, BT, I agree with you. I think the Mets need a bat, but more than that, they got to get another guy in the bullpen. I mean, I love Diaz, but I just don't trust him. I mean, he always seems to come in, puts fuel on the fire before he gets out of it. Eventually, he's going to get burned. My idea is call Oakland or I guess Sacramento. See what it would take to get Mason Miller. That's the lockdown type of guy you need.
It's going to take a lot, Lair. Lair, we've talked about him. Now, I disagree. I think Diaz is good enough to be a closer on a championship team. I do. If that slider's not in the zone early, he's going to have to dance a little bit with the strike zone, but he usually gets the job done a lot more times than not. Like, I trust him, but he makes you sweat. I get it. But outside of Mariano and one or two others, I mean, everybody makes you sweat as a closer. The problem is, Sal, the player that he's talking about, he's got like 3 or 4 more years to go before he gets paid. Why are the A's getting rid of him?
Right, but maybe that's a better... Well, first of all, I agree with you in principle. The A's shouldn't be getting rid of him, but if they could get players under control like Brett Beatty, let's say, to start and maybe more, then maybe you consider that. And if I'm the Mets, that's a type of move that I would be willing more so to give up those younger players that have years of control. For another player maybe with years of control, or for somebody that's maybe more expensive, something like that, but still under control as opposed to a free agent. Just fundamentally, it doesn't make much sense to give up, let's just say, Beatty for Suarez, where Suarez is walking at the end of the year. The Mets aren't going to give him big money.
They shouldn't. Yeah, I mean, there's no way. You're not giving up big prospects either for a rental. Although some teams have over time.
It's not like the Mets don't have what it takes. I don't know if the A's have any interest in Beatty or Mauricio or whatever. And again, I'd be reluctant to give up Mauricio, but you got to give to get. So if you're getting a player of that caliber, then you're going to have to give up a lot. I do agree, though, that the Mets need one more, not because of Diaz. Diaz is fine. Like, he is what he is. He's going to walk some guys, but he's going to be nasty as well. Mm-hmm. You have to live with it. He's your closer. One more high-leverage arm, though, in the 7th or 8th inning. They need that.
Which I think you're going to get. All right, so maybe this is a good way to do it. So I've got 5 names. I want your opinion on this. Beatty, Mauricio, Alvarez, Acuna, and Vientos.
Yeah.
I was going to say arrange them in the order of confidence, but that would be just give me 1 to 5.
I'm not trading Alvarez.
Okay, so Alvarez, forget about him.
Not that he's untouchable,
I
but
got you.
As close as you can be because he's a catcher, and where are you upgrading that?
And he already had 25 home runs to the bigs. I'm with you on that.
He's as close to untouchable as you could be.
All right, so on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being supreme confidence, 1 being almost no confidence, Beatty being in the lineup and being a factor 2 years from now, 1 to 5.
2.
Okay. Mauricio being in the lineup, being a factor, scale of 1 to 5.
4.
You like him that much?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Because to me, his floor is better than the others because of his defense alone. He's got the arm there, he's got the glove, and his raw athleticism is more appealing than the others.
Okay. Acuna, who you like probably more than anybody when he came up last year.
I do, but if somebody wanted him, see you later.
He's going to be a pinch runner. He's going to be once or twice a week, it seems.
Yeah, I could live with him as a second baseman in hitting 9th. I like his role right now where they have him a late inning defensive replacement and a speedster. So meaning if you trade him, so be it.
Okay, and the last one, Vientos, 1 to 5, 2 years from now.
He's the one that's hard, because if you would have asked me this before last year, I would have said 0 or 1.
Yeah.
Then you asked me this after last year, I would have said a 5.
Yeah.
And now, so
maybe it's a 3.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the answer. There you go. Settle in the middle. Hit the one in the middle, Rock.
Hit the one in the middle. Nick is calling from Old Bridge. What's up, Nick?
What's going on, guys? I'm actually a high school teacher and baseball coach, so I get what you're saying about watching the kids. I'm pretty much on daddy duty with the dog and the 2-year-old all summer. Fun stuff for sure. But I wanted to get you, man. I'm actually a Cubs fan, and I'm a big proponent of making the trade to put you over. 2016, Chapman, the best closer in baseball. We traded the number 1 prospect in baseball. I don't think Torres really panned out as the number 1 prospect. This season, I don't think there's anyone on the market to put the Cubs over. The Mets, sure, Suarez. But I'm not looking to give up Owen Cassidy for Mitch Keller, man. The guy's got almost a 4.5 career ERA. I know he's under contract, yada, yada. I kind of want to stand pat, which brings me to my next point. If the Yankees beat up on the Rays, why haven't we heard anything about Rasmussen, Baz, or Pep maybe going on the market as a starter? I would give up Cassidy for any of those 3. Just give me your thoughts on making the trade to put you over. Did you stand pat and whatnot? Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you for the call, Nick. I'd be lying to you if I said I knew about a lot of the names you're spitting out there from a Cubs perspective. Obviously, we're focused on the Mets and Yanks. Although the Rays, they were talking about it last night during the broadcast. They think Buster Olney was saying the Rays are likely going to be sellers here. So maybe the Yankees could put them out of their misery, and then Thursday the Rays start to pair off some pieces here. I do believe, to use the example that we are familiar with you using, he was talking about his Cubs, trading Gleyber Torres for Chapman. And Gleyber, he never panned out to be what he was supposed to be. There were signs of that, but he never turned into what he was supposed to be. If you're the Cubs, you do that every single time. I don't know if there's that clear trade now, whether it be for the Cubs or for the Mets. But what I would say is that's why when you talk about Miller from the A's, or you're talking about Alcantara from the Marlins, like now you're getting into, we bring up Ramirez, how unrealistic that may be or whatever from the Guardians. Now you're getting into caliber players that you'd be willing to give up the farm for. You're not going to overextend and give up the farm for a rental. You just wouldn't do that in today's day and age.
Don't you still think, though, that there's a pretty good chance that somebody that is not really being mentioned right now, that's in their mid-20s-ish and is... And not just, hey, this guy's going to be good, but he's got, a year or 2 of stats already there, controllability. I still feel like somebody like that's going to get traded. I don't know if it's going to be to the Yankees or the Mets. I just think there's going to be a big name stunner.
I hope so, because the biggest name we've been talking about has been Suarez. And to his point, Mitch Keller. Like, everybody's talking about Mitch Keller like he's some big deal.
And Naylor was the Seattle got Naylor a couple weeks ago, whatever it was.
That's not it. But it is different now, where back then, even as recently as 2016, which is almost 10 years ago now, it's different. I don't. Can you ever imagine making that trade from a Cubs perspective now? I know that it resulted in a World Series win. Think about what they gave up for a rental in Aroldis Chapman. Like, in theory, now I would always say, yes, go win the World Series. But even I have evolved to understand that that's just stupid. You can't give up a player like Gleyber Torres with his potential and under his control, even for the best of relievers. Like, that just...
I agree, but don't you think the way the playoffs went back in 2016 were a little more predictable than how they are now, which would give them the the comfort to make that trade, even though it's still a little risky. I got you, like as a concept. But, now I think it's just so watered down and it's so hit or miss. You don't know what the heck's going to happen in a couple of months. If you give up something like that now, you're out of your mind.
Right, think about it. If the Yankees or Mets were in a position where they needed one piece, one player, whoever it may be, let's say a closer, they needed that one player. Would you give up Spencer Jones right now for a rental if that one player?
For a rental, no way.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what Chapman was.
No, I know, no chance.
Even if it were for the I'd have to be like, but it just doesn't make. It's not smart to give up the way that the landscape is in baseball. Not only to your point with the playoffs, BT, also with the salary, with the structure, with the salaries, and having players under control. Like it's just smarter business to have players under team control for as long as you possibly can. Like it's backwards. Their system is broken, which, by the way, we could get to. There's some news about that with Manfred and Bryce Harper. Did you see this?
I did not see this.
Yeah, we'll read you some of the stuff that when we come back. But the system is broken so much so that you'd be an idiot to give up years of control for whoever the player is for a rental. It just doesn't make any sense.
Here's a concept. Build the team the right way. We don't have to have this discussion.
Yeah, right. You should have to be chasing. I know. But I do think that even a guy like Suarez, who if teams value him as the final piece, he's still not getting Gleyber Torres level prospects the way that the Cubs got.
I agree.
Or gave for Chapman, the way the Yankees was a great trade for Cashman back then. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal on the Fan.
All right, hey, you guys know we love Cadillac. Big fan of the BT and Sal fan. Taking a Cadillac more than just taking a drive. It elevates every journey. It is the smooth excitement of the all-electric Lyric, the exhilarating thrill of push to the limits in a Cadillac Optic, or the liberating freedom in the expansive XT6. That's what I drive here, or the confidence that commands attention in the Escalade or the Escalade IQ.
Yeah, you got to discover which Cadillac is right for you and elevate every journey. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer. BT and Sal on the Fan is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
New York sports is more than a game. It's a lifestyle. WFAN is the only place where Yankees, Mets, Giants, and Jets fans come together and sound off.
I like Soto. I like his attitude.
The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Ready to score the biggest deal in breakfast? It's waiting for you at Dunkin'. Dunkin' is serving up the ultimate $5 meal deal. Get one premium hot or iced coffee and any two delicious wake-up wrap sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're fueling up for a big day or keeping it casual, this deal has you covered. A smooth, bold Dunkin' coffee paired with two warm, tasty wake-up wraps? Now that's what we call a big deal. Excludes espresso and cold brewed beverages. Modifications may be an additional charge. Participation may vary. Limited time offer cannot be combined with offers. Exclusion and terms apply.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you got to hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe, and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free, so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha!
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
More Mazda buyers choose Ramsey Mazda. During the Mazda More to Move You sales event, get 1.9% financing on a new Mazda 2025 CX-90 plug-in hybrid or a 2025 Mazda CX-50. No payments for 90 days. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. APR at $1,475 per $1,000 finance. Excludes tax, title, and registration. VIN S1235648. MSRP $52,870. VIN SN 356011. MSRP $32,280. Ends 9/2/25.
From Jason Momoa, Hawaii's our home. Chief of War. He's streaming August 1st on Apple TV+.
Cruel men will be coming soon. If this island is torn between chiefs, Hawaii will fall.
Don't miss the epic event of the summer. To save a kingdom,
I believe we are stronger together.
a warrior will rise.
If there's any hope, it is you.
I will fight for our people.
Chief of War, streaming August 1st on Apple TV+.
When it comes to restoring cars, Diego's got skills. And with Total Wireless in his corner, the whole world sees them. With the dual camera system on his new iPhone 13, he can take amazing car photos and post them on the fly with super fast 5G, and even turn this hobby into a full-time gig. His claim to fame? Claiming iPhone 13 with 5G on us. Get iPhone 13 with 5G on us when you switch to the Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan. Total Wireless, in your corner. For limited time while supplies last. Valid in store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires port in and ID verification. Restrictions apply.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan. On the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
All right, BT and South back on the Fan 1228 is the time on a Monday. Obviously, a lot of Yanks and Mets stuff. We'll get back to these calls. 888-808-1019. The Harper and Manfred beef, a little Superman, Happy Gilmore 2 reaction. Both sound, I saw them all. Or both. First, though, it's time for the meat of the order for the Yankees yesterday. Now, Yanks only scratched out the 6 hits. 2 of them came from Ryan McMahon from the 7-hole. So you look at the meat of the order, not a ton. Rice 0 for 3. Bellinger 1 for 3, Stanton 1 for 4. Dominguez had a hit, but it was that was pretty much the deal. No home runs. Big knock by McMahon down the line. That was a nice one. Bellinger had the triple on diving attempt, but it was more about the Yankees catching the baseball, bullpen doing their job, and obviously Rodon showing some stones to battle through some early issues. So when you're looking for the meat for your order, choose Boar's Head, committed to craft since 1905.
BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll get back to your calls here. 888-808-1019, the number to call. So I was just telling you before the break, BT, Jeff Passan of ESPN had an interesting article. And look, the sport, and you've mentioned this many times, I think we talked about it even with Booney when he was in here. The sport's going to be in a bad spot after next season, where there could be, everybody's expecting there to be some kind of labor
and
stoppage.
A bad one, not just one coming, a bad one.
So Bryce Harper setting the tone with that. I guess last week, Harper and Manfred met. Oh, Manfred was meeting with the Phillies, and Bryce Harper got so heated in the clubhouse that he stood up nose to nose with Manfred and said, "Get the bleep out of our clubhouse." Manfred actually showed a sack, and that was in reference to, I should say, in reference to the idea of talking about a salary cap. Passan goes on to write that Manfred never explicitly said the word salary cap. The discussion about the game's economics, though, raised the ire of Harper, who's obviously one of the more influential players in the sport. Manfred did respond saying, no, I'm not going to get the bleep out of that. But either way, it's leading to, and then obviously other players had different questions about things, so it calmed it down a little bit, but it was pretty intense, according to Passan here. Nick Castellanos was quoted in it as well. And it's intense because of the potential work stoppage at the end of the 2026 season. I understand Bryce's side of this. I understand if I'm a player why I wouldn't want the salary cap. But I do, from a neutral bystander here, I do think that the salary cap would benefit the sport.
Yeah, I don't think it will be a bad thing for the sport. I am more of the mindset we've just got to raise the floor for those teams who spend nothing. I don't need to limit the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Mets. I don't need to limit the Phillies, but I've got to get the A's and the White Sox and, teams in those teeny-weeny tiny markets, the Twins who are looking to shed, and they probably will, the Rays who don't even have a home right now. They're playing at the Steinbrenner Field. Like, to me, the elevation of those teams are more important than lowering of the top teams.
But why is baseball then the only sport that could get away with not having a salary cap?
I don't have the answer to that. It's a good question. I'm here for the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that question.
And I'm not trying to screw the players because I think that I want Soto to get $865 million. I don't care. Get the players more. What I don't want is the luxury tax. I think that's bull crap. That why should the Yankees and Mets pay a penalty?
Yeah.
Because the poor teams don't want to spend money. That's not right.
Well, more specifically, why should the Yankees and the Mets and the Dodgers subsidize those? It's one thing if they've got to. It's one thing if you spend X amount, you go over a threshold, tier 1, 2, 2, whatever it might be. You get hit with a stiffer penalty. You at least have that conscious decision as an owner. I'm going to do it or I'm not. But I'm funding the A's minor league system? Get the hell out of here.
Which is not right, which the reason why that was put into place is because they thought it was going to act as more of a cap.
Correct.
But it's not. No. Because you get Hal or Steve Cohen, and they're just going to blow up over the Dodgers and say, I don't care, whatever.
It's a deterrent, but by no means is it like, an electric barbed wire fence where you can still try to jump over it if you want.
But it's not right. So they should, I think that they should take that. Like if I'm the owners, I'm saying this is ridiculous. I'm not, if I'm Hal or King Cohen, I'm saying I'm not subsidizing, to use your word, and it's perfect. These other teams that don't want to spend, make them spend. Maybe the solution is to have a floor.
That's where you start.
I know, but I'm not trying to prevent anybody from making money. Yep. What I want is a more competitive sport throughout. And that's me saying that as a New York fan. Like, really, do I care about Pittsburgh? No, but I think it's better for the sport when you have more teams that are spending more money and stars all over the place as opposed to all in one spot.
Yes, but the fact that there's so many teams that are within shot of a wild card who aren't spending money and some that are up, doesn't that kind of tell you that it's fairly healthy from a competitive perspective? I know that we focus on these doormats, like a couple of teams are just absolutely like Baltimore. Actually, forget about Baltimore, but the White Sox, the Nationals right now, the Pirates with Skeens, which is disgraceful, and the Rockies.
I mean, dude, the A's
those jump off.
Understood, but the Pirates are an embarrassment because they're going to lose Skeens eventually. The A's biggest contract that they gave was to Luis Severino. Come on, dude.
Well, I mean, I know. I think that I'm just looking at the payrolls here. Hold on. Where's the list here? All right, so the Mets are at 323, the Dodgers 321, the Yankees at 293. The Yankees are now over 300 though because of the McMahon stuff, but and the Mets might go higher, Dodgers as well. Phillies are right there. You start to get into a situation. I mean, the Marlins payroll is $67 million, dude.
Come on,
67. Man. It's disgraceful.
That is disgraceful. I mean, you got teams that have guys that are close to that by themselves. Like,
no, that's true.
It's absurd. What's the A's? You have the A's up there?
I got them all. The A's are at 73 mil, 29th out of 30 teams in baseball. White Sox are 82, Rays at 79.
Yeah, okay. All right, so that's what I mean. Yeah. So any team that's under 100, like even 100 it's just non-competitive.
Yeah.
Just then fold them. Get rid of them. They're not going to contract either. If anything, they're going to look to expand, which to me is ridiculous, and you're going to water down the product even more. But I also think that the way that free agency hits, teams have finally gotten smart. Where for years, maybe because of the PEDs or whatever, guys would be 32 hitting free agency and getting bank.
Yeah, it's ended.
And then failing. That has been ended for a while. But now the players are getting screwed because the younger guys are under control throughout the most important parts of their career.
Yeah, I know.
That's got to get fixed too, where maybe you give free agency earlier, but there's a salary cap. Well, I don't know. There's got to be, look, I admit I'm not smart enough to figure it out, but I do know that it doesn't make any sense that you could have a young player that you draft under control for all these years, and by the time he hits free agency, he's 30, 31. He's never going to make any money.
I think there's a loose collusion going on. I've always thought that, with this. I've thought this with other sports as well, but I think that baseball's in such a dangerous spot where, a couple of years ago, you had a spring training for all these veterans that had no homes. Remember that?
Right.
Listen, when we were growing up, you had guys, Rusty Staub comes to mind. You had aging veterans who were, the pinch hitter, the fourth outfielder, the backup, whatever. That's gone. That has been now. Look at the Mets. Look at the Acuna.
They're all young guys.
Look at the back of the roster. Acuna, Mauricio, Beatty. Those are young guys. And they moved on from Iglesias, who's not having a good year for the Padres at all. I don't think he's no home runs. He's hitting like 220, 230. But, the Yankees, I wasn't young for this, but the Yankees had always had like a Ruben Sierra or a Darryl, a guy who was making a few bucks, a guy who had a pretty damn good resume. It shifted.
I don't know if I want to say it's bad for the sport. Teams have gotten smarter. But how do you fix that from a player's perspective? You have to say that we need some of our early years of control back. So
the first fight is the cap. That's the first source of resistance.
For the players, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You're saying, okay, no cap.
Yeah. Meaning you're not capping us. It's their responsibility. But think about the players who, all right, A-Rod cheated, Manny cheated, all those guys who cheated back. But what they did was they made it better for the Harpers and the Machados and this new wave of player. They're not new, but you know what I mean. Now Soto's the new wave, $800 million, whatever it was. And that's just the way it's always gone. Going back to Kurt Flood and in the 70s and, the pursuit of free agency and what that fight was all about, they will never consent to a salary cap, which is why enjoy this year and enjoy next year, because I don't think we'll see baseball for a little bit after that.
Here's the problem with the whole thing. The players want the freedom to make as much money as they possibly can.
Yep.
The owners want to limit what the players can make. Mm-hmm. And save their asses or their pocketbooks the best that they can. Mm-hmm. And all we want is competitive baseball. And we're the ones who are going to get screwed in the end yet again. I just want to see competitive baseball, entertaining baseball, a healthy sport that's thriving with multiple teams and multiple markets thriving in it. Even if we root for the top feeders here with the Mets and Yankees, I still want to see just a competitive balance, not a forced competitive balance.
Yep.
But I want to just see a healthy sport, and we're not going to get that. They're too selfish. It's all about the money. It's all about the greed, and I'm sick and tired of it. And it's always baseball that does it.
Yeah, but you know what, though? Maybe we are, just to be fair to the conversation, a little bit prisoners of the moment here. I know we have to break, but so you were born in 79, right?
Yeah.
I just punched up 79. Now, here we are sitting talking about these dirt teams who stink. Maybe it was better back in the day. I'm looking at the standings. In 1979, Toronto was 53. They were an expansion team, I think, 2 years before that, 77. They were 53-win team. The Oakland A's were a 54-win team. The Mets, who were awful during that stretch, were a 63-win team. The Braves won 66 games. Seattle was sub-70 wins. So is it that it's changed, or has it always been bad teams?
Right,
I don't know.
But I think that they're always bad teams. But was the spending as bad as it is now, as far as the disparity goes?
No. It was much more uniform. Like Nolan Ryan got $1 million a year.
But that's
Dave
my point.
Winfield
So to me, the spending, it doesn't always add up to the results. But if the Mets could spend $320 million, and you have the A's spending 67, that's not even close, dude.
Well, it's not, but the penalty for the A's is that their profit is severely reduced. The reward for Cohen by doing that is, they're going to set an attendance record. You were out for this. I know you saw the numbers. The Mets would have to average 38 or 39,000 people over the next 28 home games to shatter the 2009 mark, which I think was 3.2, and I think they're going to do it. So the incentive, now it doesn't happen all the play, but with the Met fans responding to Cohen saying last year, you better start showing up if I'm doing this, they are getting the money back. And then if you have a playoff round, it's an extra 10, 20, 30, $50 million. So there's benefits down the road. Listen, I am of the mindset from a business perspective, if you spend, you will make money. Yeah. If you spend wisely.
Correct. That's the key. Because the Mets have spent before. Yep. They haven't spent wisely. All right, BT and Sal on the fan. We'll get back to your calls on the other side, 888-808-1019. If you live in New Jersey, your electricity rates are going up yet again. If your current cooling system is over 15 years old, you got to get ahead of that rate increase now with the new high-efficiency Carrier AC system. There's only one company to call. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's air conditioning experts, and they have been for decades. Take it from me, you'll save money and stay cooler. These guys are true experts. Contact my friends now at edisonhvac.com. That's edisonhvac.com.
It's Evan and Tiki. Afternoons on the Fan 101.9 FM.
See, I think in the Met case, your number gets to 3, maybe 4. Sean Manaea, yes. Clearly, right?
Yes. There you go.
Kodai Senga, yes. David Peterson, yes.
100%.
So I think the Mets have a firm 3.
And your swing is Clay?
Clay and Montas.
Right.
I think both of those guys, based on the way they pitch.
And by the way, you're in a good spot.
Listen to Evan and Tiki on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Coming soon, passports for every NFL team. Roger Goodell wants 16 international games a year, which means every team playing abroad every season. And Falcons owner Arthur Blank said over the weekend it's quote-unquote probably on the horizon. And under the next labor deal, it likely becomes a reality. The league's aiming for global growth, competitive balance, and yes, more pre-dawn kickoffs. Europe, get ready. I'm Maggie Gray.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the award-winning online learning program.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Designed by education experts, ABC Mouse seamlessly aligns with what your child is already learning in school. And with over 10,000 learning activities and more than 850 lessons, it's an engaging and comprehensive curriculum. More info at abcmouse.com/radio.
I have been teaching for 13 years, and I've never seen a program like ABC Mouse. It encompasses science, math, reading, social studies.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials. Sponsored by Age of Learning.
If you're looking for a great price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go. Town Fair Tire, where you always get the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires. But it doesn't end there, because Town Fair Tire gives you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. More free services than any other tire dealer. That's why we say nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC, powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing your schedule, responding to Jim's long emails, leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC starting at $699.99 at Dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the relief hotline at 800-707-6152. 800-707-6152. 800-707-6152.
You matter, and so does your well-being. If you're facing tough moments, struggling with anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide, or substance use, help is here anytime you need it. Call, text, or chat 988 for free confidential support. New Jersey's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here 24/7 for you or someone you love, with trained counselors who listen and care without judgment. You matter. Remember New Jersey's 988. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. I had a tomahawk steak last night that was absolutely cooked to perfection. Now, you already know how it was done with the Chef IQ Sense, the wireless thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether you're cooking on a stovetop, oven, or grill. It is built to withstand extreme heat, and the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill and even when to flip them. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense right now at chefiq.com and make sure to put the code word Boomer in for 15% off.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT and Sal back on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. I've never heard of this song that we're playing here, and I was wondering why Hop was in such a foul mood today. I'm thinking, oh, maybe he's just upset that BT and I are back together for the first time in a couple weeks. I don't know what's going on with him. And then it says at the top of our show sheet here, Hop, I guess, has a bad ear infection. What's going on, Hop? Yeah, you dealing with you have some issues going on there or what?
Yeah, what bothers me even more is that it took two and a half hours for you guys to recognize what was on the top of the sheet.
Yeah, I don't read that stuff.
Exactly. What's the point of me doing it?
No, it is good. It's training you, number one, to get the topics in for your own show, and number two, in case we do need something, it's right there in front of us. It's like a little the check down option.
Here's what he wrote. Hoff has a bad ear. This is what he wrote about himself. Hoff has a bad ear infection, is a cranky biatch because he didn't get any sleep, and he can't hear out of his right ear. You've been warned.
Yeah, I was wondering why he's abnormally silent today.
Very quiet.
Yeah, and his voices, of course, Hoff's voice on this show is primarily through the music.
Mm-hmm.
As he's
does a good job with that.
He
last
does.
song aside.
Yeah, I've never heard of that last song. You want to explain
Dude,
yourself
you never
on that
saw that thing you do with Tom Hanks?
No, can't say that.
Is that a movie? Honestly,
yes.
No, I don't know that one.
It was a huge movie.
I know
about
Money Pit.
20 years ago. He was like the agent.
Really?
These kids were local. They created a song. It was a hit. It was like based in like the 60s or 70s or whatever it was.
Come on.
It was huge, yeah.
No. Speaking of movies.
It's huge.
So when you left, you texted us that Friday. The last time we did a show together, you said you were leaving to take Colt to go see Superman.
Took him.
And that was that before Frances's review or that was after?
Yes, it was before it.
Okay, before Frances's review. And then since you've seen Mike's scathing review of it.
The dog, you had an issue with the dog.
I got your review of it. You said you loved it. And then I heard Mike's and then Stu Finer's. And then I went to see it this week. All right, so give me your thoughts. You and Colt both enjoyed it?
We both loved it. I mean, listen, the scenes with I love dogs, I love animals, but that was a little gimmicky. But he's 10, so it's good for him still as a younger kid. I thought it was great. I honestly really, really enjoyed it. I listen. It's very rare for me to go to a movie and be like, I don't want to say immersed, but where I feel like there's a spectacle going on. I just feel like either because I'm getting older or the movies are different or both.
Yeah.
That movies don't really hit me the way that they used to. So it hit us in a way that it seemed big, which I appreciated.
Awesome.
I enjoyed it,
Nice
man.
escape. That's what it's supposed to be. Now, I went in, so you went in better because you didn't have any expectations. I went in hearing Mike ripping it to shreds and hearing Stu Finer. I don't know if you heard either of these two.
I didn't hear Stu's.
Stu was the opposite. Like, I love this movie. I'd see it again. I think he did see it 2 times. It's the greatest thing ever. If you don't like it, you've got issues. I'm like, all right, well, I got to see this movie. I wasn't going to see it and told, like, the opposite end of the spectrum, and then I needed to come up with my own thoughts on it. And I went in, though, with already knowing what Mike said about it.
Okay.
And if I had to lean one way, like Stu, one end positive, Mike, the other end negative, I would probably lean more with Mike. I thought it was good, and I liked it. I enjoyed it. But I get what Mike was talking about, saying Superman's getting beat up the whole movie, and basically the dog is the hero. And there is a frustrating element to that when you go in wanting to see a superhero dominate. I know there's going to be some down periods, but he was getting his face beat in the entire movie.
He was. The thing about Superman, though, like when I was a kid, I never really thought Superman was cool at all. I just didn't because, all right, Man of Steel, all right, we all know what his powers were. But to me, like Batman with the utility belt, that was dope. And the Batmobile and, Spider-Man slinging from different buildings. I'm talking about as a kid watching cartoons, the Hall of Justice, the Iron Man, Green Lantern, Aquaman. Even Wonder Woman. I just feel like Superman's powers were, I don't know. Like I never, even the original with Christopher Reeve, like when he kicks the ball or throws the ball, it goes like a mile.
Yeah.
I know it was made in the 70s, so it's obviously dated there. But Superman never really gripped me as a superhero myself. So the way he was presented here, even though he was getting his ass kicked most of the movie, it hit me in a way that I didn't think that it would. I liked it. But I'm surprised that you would lean more on Mike's, like if it was a mob movie or historic. I know Mike loves his movies, but Mike doesn't love superheroes. Like what is?
I'm just saying that I didn't love it, and I wanted to go in and enjoy it. Man, my wife loved it.
But did you at least like it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I did. I thought it was good. I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was awful, but I guess what I'm saying, I could understand Mike's perspective on it more than I could Stu. Now, you're right. Mike is not a big superhero guy, whatever it may be, so he's going to hate that, I guess. Not all the time, but in this particular case, where I'm going in where, I could like superheroes and I'm all for it. I didn't love them. I thought it was okay. Now, I do want to go back and watch the other ones because I remember liking the one with Amy Adams.
Yeah, I love Amy Adams.
From 2013, but that got bad reviews. But I remember enjoying that version of Superman.
Okay, well, what about Happy Gilmore, too? I know we both watched that over the weekend, Netflix.
Is there a way, like, you want to give a grade on it out of a scale of 5 or 10?
Sure. I would say for me, it's pretty much exactly what I thought that it was. I'd go about a 3.5, 4. I want to go almost lower. I don't think it was well written. I don't, and I love that. You love Sandler.
Yeah,
I love him almost as much as I love the Sandman. Who doesn't? But, it was a regurgitation. Like, it didn't seem like a very intelligent script. But then again, I'm not looking for intelligence with Adam Sandler. It just hit me. Like, if they were to come out with Dumb and Dumber again, and I used to love Dumb and Dumber. God, I watched that so many times.
You'd watch it again?
I'm saying, like, if they came out with Dumb and Dumber 2, I'd be like, all right, Lloyd. And, well, did they?
Yeah, they did.
I didn't even see it. Jeez.
What was it called? Hop, what was the Dumb and Dumber? Yeah, they did come out with a new one a couple years ago.
Dumb and Dumberer?
Yeah, well, something like that.
Dumber and Dumbest?
I don't know, man. I liked how they brought back the characters. They did hit, like, even the guy who had the nail in his head, the big monster Andre, his son was there.
That was,
I'm forgetting his name.
Who is Bogdan Bogdanovic or whatever? What's the guy's name?
Bogdanovic, you got it right.
Is that it? Okay, yeah. That's who played him?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They're talking about the newer one now.
Yes.
Yeah. I just, it was, but I didn't. I love nostalgia. That's why there's certain things I could watch forever. And if they came out with a Happy Gilmore 3, I would watch it. But let's face it, it was not a cinematic prize.
Did you watch it solo or with the family?
I watched it by myself.
Me too. Same thing. Same in bed. All right, Daddy's going to watch Happy Gilmore 2. And I enjoyed it. I came away with it laughing. But was it as good as Happy Gilmore, the original?
No way.
Of course not.
I didn't laugh much.
Yeah, I did laugh a couple.
Good for you.
Scotty Scheffler in the.
Scotty was pretty good, actually.
That was good.
I like how they had all the cameos were as money as they could get.
Yeah, I thought it was good, and I love anything the Sandman does. It's just a part of me is sad to see him getting old because that means we're all getting old.
Yeah,
and it's just the reality of the situation. The movie came out 30 years ago.
I don't like when they killed off his wife so fast.
Yeah,
I love her. I wanted her to be around. Big fan. Modern Family? Oh, my God. She's tremendous.
Hoff says he has breaking news here.
Yeah. You want to try good news in a bad way?
No,
bad news in a good way?
It's bad news?
For some people, yeah.
Go ahead. Hit us with it.
So,
not in a good way. Just give us the actual news.
Cleveland Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase has been placed on non-disciplinary paid leave as part of MLB's sports betting investigation.
Wow. Maybe he threw the Yankee game. Maybe he grooved a couple of fastballs last year. Wow.
And that's from passing. So that's a legit story.
Dude.
Wow. Yankees ain't getting him out of the Mets.
Dude, but this is a bigger problem to the sports with gambling.
What did they expect?
Wasn't there? Who was the other pitcher that had an issue? Was it another Guardian?
Luis Ortiz. This is a second Guardian that's in the investigation.
Yeah, I think Ortiz just came back. Like, I think he was engulfed in that a year ago, if I'm the same guy.
So there's an investigation. He hasn't been found guilty of anything yet.
Right, but he's on, yeah.
It's to me, it's a major problem. We all knew that this was going to be an issue at some point with sports getting in bed with the gambling or gambling becoming legal. Dude, and some of those clips you saw, the first one with, what was the name, Ortiz, you just said?
Yeah.
You saw the pitches. Like, it was obvious.
Yeah.
You're talking about one of the game's premier closers, Class A, being...
That's bad news, man. I mean, that's bad. I mean, but this is the... Listen, the temptation's always there. You know, it's become more sophisticated. Clearly, this is not the 70s or 80s, you know, on the corner on a payphone with the mob. If you don't pay, you know, breaking kneecaps. But you've always had the ability to bet, and I don't know what these entities thought. You know, whether it's the NCAA, whether it's MLB, NFL, it becomes so mainstream that you're going to have more issues. So the money that you get doing business with them, hopefully it's worth it.
Yeah, this is just, to me, man, without true competition, like, the more guys that get nailed like this, especially the more prominent names, and there will be more. There was a few in the NFL that we've already know about.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously with
Falcons receiver.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley. Yeah. The bigger the names, the worse it's going to become. But just as a fan, how do you trust ultimately? Football season's coming. We're going to be betting a lot of money on football, right? When I say where, I mean us as like an audience.
Society.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're going to be betting a lot of fantasy, this and that. Once you have the authenticity or legitimacy of the games compromised, these effing refs going back to Donaghy or whatever the hell, like, dude, without legit competition, there is no sport. And I shouldn't be sitting there watching, we shouldn't be sitting there watching these games worried about if a pitcher's throwing a pitch or a player is throwing a game or a drop or whatever it may be, or missing a shot. Like, it just can't happen.
It's funny. I still won't think that, even if Class A, so they're just starting this investigation. Now, did he throw it? Did he provide somebody with information? Like, there's varying degrees here. I'd love to, the allegations are one thing. I'd love to know, if anything, what his role is. Like, if he grooves a fastball, on purpose, then he tries to blow a save. That's one thing. If he has a friend and he's like, hey,
first pitch is going to be a ball,
or that's one way, sure. Or my teammate's hamstring is a little bulky right now. Maybe you take the under in terms of innings pitched. Or like, there's so many different variations of it. I got to let this play out, but I still don't think that. I think that I would think that more in individual sports, like in the fight game, whether it's boxing or MMA. Or even golf, where, hey, I could just miss a putt. I can miss it by 3 inches, but I can miss the putt, or whatever. Or even tennis, and we've had tennis issues. So it's not optimal, that's for sure. But I just want to see what the level of involvement was before I say is going to impact how I watch the games differently.
I really believe with this, there should be a zero tolerance policy.
Yeah. Well, there was with Pete Rose.
Yes, I mean, you get caught. I don't care if it's one pitch, one missed free throw.
Yep.
You're banned forever, for life. Yeah. That's it. You don't get to play again.
I would be okay with that.
Contract. You have to. You have to do something to incentivize them not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
wow.
Man. All right, BT and Sal on the fan. We'll come back with your calls, 888-808-1019. Odyssey's We Can Survive concert is back. You got performances by Ed Sheeran, Goo Goo Dolls, Alex Warren, and Shabuzi, all on one stage, one night only. It's at the Prudential Center Friday, September 26th. Tickets are on sale Friday, August 1st at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. See you at Odyssey's We Can Survive, presented by Viger for Pets.
The Yankees entertain the Rays, 7 o'clock tonight.
Giddy up, baby. Giddy up. God, it's a home run.
Driven by Jeep.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play on The Fan. Woo! 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hey, Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Sunday, September 7th for a special celebration. It's C.C. Sabathia, Replica Hall of Fame Plaque Day, and the first 40,000 guests in attendance will receive a C.C. Sabathia Replica Hall of Fame plaque presented by WFAN. Tickets are going fast. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today. Welcome back, Hall of Famer C.C. Sabathia on Sunday, September 7th Buy tickets now at Yankees.com/tickets.
Are you searching for a warm and welcoming community for mom or dad? River Spring Living just may be the right option. Set on a 32-acre campus right there along the beautiful Hudson River, there are plenty of chances to engage in activities, wellness programs, and so much more. From independent living to assisted living and memory care, specialized teams are dedicated to making everyone feel right at home. I've seen firsthand what makes life at River Spring Living so special. Visit riverspringliving.org today.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Book your next United flight from the NYC area's most on-time airport this summer, Newark. Copyright 2025 United Airlines Inc. All rights reserved. A14 on-time performance data from DOT reporting carriers for arrivals and departures from mass flight for June 2nd to July 14th, 2025.
Mercedes-Benz Dream Days are here. Real offers, dream vehicles, and it's all waiting for you at Mercedes-Benz of Edison. Now's the time to drive the luxury you deserve with limited-time lease and finance offers, including the GLC, C-Class, and the cutting-edge EQ electric lineup. With over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from, your perfect Mercedes-Benz is ready to go. Make this a summer to remember during Mercedes-Benz Dream Days. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Edison, the Tri-State's premier destination for luxury driving.
Staying hydrated is key to feeling your best. Introducing Terra Origin Healthy Hydration Plus, packed with essential electrolytes that help maintain fluid balance, supports muscles, and keeps you energized all day long. Terra Origin Healthy Hydration Plus also promotes detoxification, supports liver health, and helps you recover faster after exercise or a long night out. Replenish nutrients, boost your mood, and stay sharp no matter what life throws at you. Visit TerraOrigin.com today to start living your best life. Terra Origin. Feel light and live energized.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Hey, healthcare workers of New York, are you looking to make a difference? Saints Joachim and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is actively hiring nurses and CNAs. Call 718-714-4800. That's 718-714-4800.
Sal Licata here, and wow, are we thrilled with the incredible job CertaPro Painters did on our house. So clean, so efficient, they actually listened to us. They answered all of our questions and made incredible suggestions. House looks better than it ever has, and we can't wait to show it off to all our friends this summer. Just wow. Even my wife, who's impossible to please, she loves it. If you need some exterior painting done for your home or business, call CertaPro Painters at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's Certa with a C, or go to CertaPro.com.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on the team, we can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes, teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 1:04. I'm Andrew Bogish. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by St. Joachim and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. Let me recap all of this baseball breaking news. First, there's Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase going on the non-disciplinary paid leave as part of a gambling investigation. He is the second Cleveland pitcher connected to this. Clase is also one of the biggest names floating around ahead of Thursday's trade deadline. He is on this list through the end of August. Then there is Bryce Harper and Rob Manfred. The commissioner has been making the rounds recently, visiting clubhouses and floating the idea of a salary cap to players. When he tried to discuss it with the Phillies, Harper got in his face and told him to leave. Manfred declined, not so politely. Then they cooled off and the meeting finished. All that according to ESPN. The current labor agreement expires after next season. On the field, it's 4 games with the Rays for the Yankees. Starting tonight, Tampa come to town slumping, just swept at home by the Reds. Tonight's first pitch is 7:05, so pregame coverage at 6:25 here on the Fan. The Mets and their 7-game win streak now in San Diego. Frankie Montas and Dylan Cease on the mound, 9:40 on Odyssey Mets radio. And Justin Fields took part in the Jets' first full pads practice of training camp this morning. It was the first time Fields went without limitations since Thursday morning's toe injury. Fan weather sponsored by United Airlines. It feels like 98 under sunny skies in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports flashes top of every hour. I'm Andrew Boone.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Brandon Tierney, Sal Licata back on the Fan. The BT and Sal Show on the Fan is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. The Guardians released a statement here, BT. See, we're in New York, so maybe it doesn't mean as much to us. I know this is a huge thing that's going to transcend the sports world and all that stuff, the gambling. And now it's a bigger deal because it's 2 Guardians and because it's Class A, who's a big name. But usually we're like, it doesn't really impact us with the Mets or Yankees. But this does, not only because his name could have been a trade bait name, but, dude, this is bad for the sport. Guardians been notified by Major League Baseball as part of their sports betting investigation. Emmanuel Clase has been placed on non-disciplinary paid leave per an agreement with the Players Association. The Guardians have been informed that no additional players or club personnel are expected to be impacted. Now, we don't know that. It says that they are expected. No other additional players or club personnel are expected to be impacted. Still, you don't know. Guardians not permitted to comment further at this time. And this is obviously, a confidential thing in the league. But, dude, you got one of the game's brightest closers. You're right. What if this were last year during the postseason and Class A's grooving them to the Yankees? Like, whatever. Or the Guardians bullpen grooving them to Soto or this is just, it's not just that. Overall, this is bad, man.
It's bad. It's bad because they wouldn't take this step unless there was some sort of digital imprint or something that they have where, you throw your name into some sort of an issue like this, I don't think they would be so reckless if they just heard, hey, maybe Class A is involved with some betting. They've done their due diligence behind the scenes, and they feel comfortable enough to say you're not playing. And when somebody does that, I'd have to think they've got something on him. And it's a horrendous look. You use the word authenticity. I totally agree. Listen, I go to, you see a Broadway show, you see a movie. You don't really, it's all orchestrated. We went to Saturday night's main event. Like there's an orchestration. There's a predetermined outcome. But you understand that going in. One of the beautiful things about sports is that it's the exact opposite. There is no script. There is no detailed ending. However it ends is when it's going to end, and that's what happens. And if that's compromised or taken away, well, then what the hell is separating a baseball game from an act on Broadway? Really. It's just they gotta rule with a heavy hand here. Whatever they find, they have to punish people and destroy them, basically.
And now you try to think, okay, well, because the initial thought was with gambling becoming legal, and these different leagues getting in bed with them to a certain extent, which we understand that everybody wants to make money, which is understood. But then how would you prevent the players from getting involved? And the way would be, well, they're making so much money now that it wouldn't impact them. With Emmanuel Clase, he has made in his career $15 million. Now, I'm sure that's before taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
100%.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Which is sadly, not that much money.
Probably
for
$7.5 million
for a big leaguer. Obviously, it's a lot of money for like normal people, but for a big leaguer who wants to live the life of a big leaguer and one of the best closers in the game, I guess it's not enough. And when you think like, hey, well, I could bet $5 million on whether this pitch is going to be a ball or not.
Yeah,
and just throw a ball. Like it's actually that simple.
I know. Well, he would have to have
somebody else do
it for him. That's the easiest thing to manipulate. I mean, if you don't see, if you usually people get caught. And I'm very curious to see some details. We have none.
You saw the ones with the last guy, right?
I did.
Okay,
I saw those.
Because that to me is what makes me think of this. Where it was clearly like they said that action showed that there was a large amount bet on this pitch being a ball, and the ball's 5 feet out of the strike zone.
It's not even close there. So those are the things that are easily manipulatable if you have somebody to do it. The problem is greed is usually what gets people. Like if you just do a one-off now, if it's a red flag and there's a spike in betting like $1 million on one pitch, like, okay, what is this?
All right.
But if it's just like, if you're smart about, I'm not trying to give people a roadmap how to cheat here at all, but really the smarter play would be, all right, let me bet, $5,000 here, and let me bet $7,500 over here.
Right, but then what's that going to do to them?
Well, it's going to get a little cut there, and if you do it over time, then there's really no track or scent or attention to something that is so astronomically out of whack to what's normally bet. So you're going to have a longer. Now you're not going to make as much each bet. You're going to have more of a runway to actually bet and not get caught.
And by the way, who's to say that can't be happening with multiple players now?
I know. Yeah, listen, the other thing too is like the one thing, and you kind of intimated this, and I've heard this a lot. Like the thought is, well, people that have money, players that have money aren't going to get embroiled in this stuff here. But there's such a thing as addiction that supersedes the amount of money in your account. There's a lot of drug addicts who have millions in the bank. There are a lot of people who, think about Madoff. I mean, think about all the money that Madoff made, and it still wasn't enough. So all the illegal stuff that came with it, with that impacted the Wilpons and the Mets there. So just because you have money doesn't mean that you're insulated to doing something illegal.
Right. I just don't know the motive, as Mickey would say, the motivation of this whole thing here. Like, why? What's the motive for Class A? How much could he have possibly bet on this to make?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that the motivation could be the action itself. I mean, think about it. You and I have talked about this.
I know, but do you think that that's the case where the guy, I mean, we don't know.
I don't know.
But two random Cleveland Guardian pitchers all of a sudden get into that?
Maybe they had other debts. I mean, maybe they owe people money.
Can't he
for
bet
other
on football
stuff?
or something to scratch the itch? Like or whatever, play fantasy baseball or fantasy football or something?
I guess, but you have less impact on what happens with Justin Jefferson going over 73.5 yards than you do a ball or a striker serving up a 430-foot home run by doing a room service fastball.
But you're risking your whole career and livelihood. Like this
100%.
guy, if he's not guilty yet.
No.
Right? Okay. No. If he's found guilty, that could be a career ender.
He should be out of baseball at that point. Depending upon what he did, I'd have to really know what he did.
That's what I'm saying. I think I would have a zero tolerance policy if you are caught in any way, shape, or form, even thought to be. Now, it's hard. What if a guy's not? But I would assume that there are ways that you get to it where you know.
Well, that's why I use the term digital imprint. Nowadays, there's really nothing to interpret. You could send a text and you could delete it. It's there. I mean, forever. So once you get into the FBI hands and once you start doing this extensive research, I mean, you're not fooling anybody.
Right. It's all out there. BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019, the number to call. Cameron calling from Mahwah. What's up, Cameron?
Hi.
Hi.
I want the Mets to trade for Luis Robert Jr. from the Chicago White Sox because it sounds like the White Sox really want Mark Vientos. I don't know how I feel about trading Vientos, but Lubob has very good potential. I feel like once he gets out of Chicago, he'll be very good. His season stats, he has a 209 batting average, which is a little concerning, but he does have 10 home runs and 41 RBIs. How do you feel about trading for Luis Robert for the New York Mets?
Well, I'm trying to get past the fact, and thank you for the call, Cameron, that you obviously sounded underage there.
Yep. But pretty well spoken.
Well, yeah, very good.
Pretty buttoned up. Pretty good job, buddy.
How about that Lubob? I never heard that for Luis
Neither
Robert.
have I.
Now, do we pin this on Hoff's bad ear because of the ear infection? What happened there, Hoff? How'd that one get by you?
Well, he sounded smarter than me. That's the first thing.
So you did know he was a child that you put on?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did talk to his grandfather who was sitting right next to him. I forgot Stan was his name.
I think he was great.
Yeah,
I think better than some of the other calls we had today. That kid was on top of it, man. He's giving stats.
He did sound pretty good. Just something, it always throws me off when I hear a young kid calling. I like the idea of Luis Robert. I've opened myself up to it.
Why?
Because I don't like the idea of Cedric Mullins. I don't like the idea of Harrison Bader. Again, in isolation. If it were Suarez and then Bader, yeah, I could live with it. I don't think Bader's enough of an upgrade where I'd make that move. I certainly don't think that with Cedric Mullins. At least with Robert. Now, I'd also want a bullpen arm. I did this trade the other day on Sports Night, I think, where I said, give me Mike Vassell back. Give me an arm from the White Sox pen that can be useful. And you get 2 for 1. You get an arm back. Vassell's been on fire as of late, former Met farmhand, whatever. You bring Vassell back, and you get Luis Robert, or as we call him, Lou Bob, and the potential of him in center field. At least you know you're getting a legitimate defensive center fielder, and the potential, he's under control. Like, there's still some upside there that, to me, I'd value the upside more than I would Cedric Mullins or Harrison Bader right now.
He's interesting. He's less interesting to me by the year. To a lesser extent, if I'm going to apply this to what I said about McMahon getting in a winning competitive situation that could propel him to hit better.
Right.
He never put up 38 home runs or had, 20 steals or had the season that Robert had back in 2023 where he had almost an 860 OPS. But so what is the drop attributed to? You go from 857, that's just OPS, I won't hit you with all numbers, 857 to 657 to 632. I mean, you're not dropping because you've lost your athleticism or your vision's diminished. You're 27. So are you dropping because you're bored? Because the White Sox are a joke? Because nobody's around you to protect you? Are you dropping because you are just a sloppy player who doesn't really care at all about your craft? I don't know the answer. I know he runs like the wind.
Yep.
I know he's got a great arm. I know he's got great range. I know he's got bat speed. I'm looking at all these things right now. Great bat, all elite. But he strikes out a ton. He walks a fair amount as well. Strikes out a ton, and his stats have been horrendous the last couple of years.
Under control for 2 more years with club options, according to Spotrac here, or what I'm looking at. For $20 million each of the next 2 years, 26 and then 27 again. I just think that the upside, I'm not saying I love him as a player.
Well,
the Mets need a center fielder, right? We could agree.
Yeah, no doubt.
You could.
I think they need that most.
Okay. Me too. They don't have one. So Taylor is good. He's not a everyday center fielder. McNeil has done a serviceable job. Again, he's not even a center fielder, period, let alone everyday center fielder. So if they need a center fielder, and the options so far are Cedric Mullins and Harrison Bader, I'd rather the chance of Robert, and at least I know the floor is, well, he's going to play good defensive center field, bring some speed. There's always going to be that potential that he can regain at least some of that offense. It's either that or the other option is to wait out Siri. Now, maybe there's another option. Maybe
is he coming? But what the hell happened to him?
It sounds like he might be back. But even when he comes back, like,
he's a 190 hitter.
Which I'm okay with the pop. You and I have had this argument.
Yeah, stolen bases, defense, pop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I know.
You'd be electric on the base paths, excellent defense, and he's got the pop. So as a 9-hitter, I'm okay with that. But would I rather have Robert? Like, okay, if you take out the money, and the money shouldn't be the primary factor when you're trying to win a World Series, I still think if you're looking to upgrade center field, who's the best center fielder? McNeil, Taylor, Mullins, Bader, Siri, or Luis Robert Jr.?
A couple good defenders in there. Bader could get it. Obviously, Taylor's very good defensively. But in terms of like the best speed, power, defense ratio / upside, it's probably Robert.
Now you have to pay, you're on the hook for it. Well, it's a club option, though.
For what year, though?
Next year. This year, he's paid $15 million, so you have to pay whatever the remaining is on that.
That is probably about $3.5 million left, okay.
And then it says 2026 club option and 2027 club option.
Oh, 2 club options. I thought next year was full throttle $20 million. That's a club option?
That's what it says here.
Let me just double check that. You might be right.
I'm not great with these websites. You're better at that than me.
This stuff. All right, so
you do get into it. I don't care. Can he play? Get him out there.
I don't care about the analytics. All right, you ready? So his let's go back to the back of the page. Yeah, no, I think you have that right. So 2025, 15 mil. And then you got a team option for next year and the year after.
Right.
And both of those seasons are $2 million buyouts. So I mean, the
Which
Mets
is
would
nothing.
That changes the complexion. What I'm saying is, I'm willing to take a chance on somebody and see if that talent and that upside with a more competitive situation and better players around you can get him back to where he was. But I'm less willing to do it when I know I owe you $20 million and $20 million with no guarantee that you're going to be a player who cares about his job. If it's a $2 million, which he doesn't, I saw a video of him jogging to first base over the weekend. It was ridiculous, literally jogging. But with a $2 million buyout, it's different. It's absolutely worth the risk. For $2 million? Yeah.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Hoff, you have something before we break?
Yeah, I have. So there's a player from the Vegas Raiders who just got cut today. His name is Christian Wilkins.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, so there was an incident that happened today. The incident was that he playfully was giving a kiss to a teammate on top of his head, and the teammate took offense to that, and that was the incident that caused Christian Wilkins to be cut from the Raiders.
I saw that. It's been this. I didn't really see that. I heard.
Yeah, Schefter talked about that on the Pat McAfee show, and then on top of that, Deion Sanders had a press release that came out, said that he had a bladder tumor that has been removed, and now he is supposedly cured from cancer.
Well, good for Deion. Good for Deion.
Celebrities got to watch themselves here this last couple of weeks.
I know. This Wilkins stuff is weird. It was deemed weird behavior, weird locker room behavior. So there's obviously a ton of intimations.
But I was reading before on one of the scrolls that said because he didn't rehab his foot properly.
That was people thought that was the team trying to protect him.
So it's because he gave one of his teammates a playful kiss on top of the head?
Then I heard another report. He was, rubbing one of his teammates' toes. I don't know what the hell.
Dude, you know how many times people... Can I just be honest here? And I'm not trying to be a freak. Hold on.
What kind of show is this? They go away for a week and your guy's getting cut because they rub a toe?
Let me just... How often, and I'm not trying to be inappropriate here, how often do people get smacked on their ass?
All the time.
Yeah. Constantly.
Yeah, you mean like, hey, good job? Like that? Yeah, for
and
sure.
you get a good piece of that cheek. I mean, come on. You kidding me?
Happens in Little League, right? Since you're a kid.
I think that...
And that's normal.
No, it is, unless somebody tells you to stop, and then you don't stop, which is apparently, reportedly, allegedly, whatever, which is what happened with the Vegas Raiders. And the other thing, too, is that there was video that resurfaced when he was at Clemson, and I had forgot about this. I think they were playing Ohio State. And one of the players was on the ground, the Buckeye, and he basically, I'm going to just stop it at this, but took two fingers. The player was face down on the turf. I'm telling you, man, this guy's weird, dude. This guy's strange.
Can he get to the quarterback? I mean, Jets and Giants.
I mean, nobody's going to want to be near him if he keeps this up. But get to anybody.
He played 5 games for Vegas before suffering season-ending foot surgery. What a weird...
Yeah, it's definitely... There's not a lot of reporting, and there's a lot of innuendo and speculations. You have to be careful. But there's a lot of guys around the league who are coming out now saying, like, yeah, he's weird. Like their words, like, this shouldn't surprise or fool anybody. He's kind of been inclined to maybe push the boundaries a bit.
BT and Sal on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. Hey, guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts, and they are great. They feel comfortable, perfect in the summer, but really all year long. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with the new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp and wrinkle resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag, and it'll remain wrinkle-free. Love that. It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. Visit collarsandco.com and check them out today.
I'm Michael Jenkins, helping you beat the books with BetMGM Network. We're taking the Jays in the money line against the O's. Jays are rolling. Best team in baseball and 8-2 in their last 10. Chris Bassett is on the mound for Toronto, 11-4 with a 3.88 ERA. While Zach Eflin is on the mound for Baltimore, 6-5 with a 5.78 ERA. And he has struggled at home this year with opponents batting .308 against him. Take the Blue Jays money line against Baltimore. I'm Michael Jenkins from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books and download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
You matter, and so does your well-being. If you're facing tough moments, struggling with anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide, or substance use, help is here anytime you need it. Call, text, or chat 988 for free confidential support. New Jersey's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here 24/7 for you or someone you love, with trained counselors who listen and care without judgment. You matter. Remember New Jersey's 988. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, post that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, texts, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use your phone sin problema. Stop by your New York Verizon store today. For unlimited welcome in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Here is your Game of the Week, presented by Hyundai. Atlanta and Cincinnati will meet in the middle when they head to Bristol, Tennessee. For the first time in baseball history, the teams will be playing inside a racetrack, and they'll be sporting unique racing-themed uniforms. It's fitting that 2 of the fastest players in the league will meet on the field as Cincinnati's young shortstop and Atlanta's MVP outfielder will face off. Who will take the victory in Bristol when the teams race towards the finish line? No one likes having to choose. That's why with America's best lineup of hybrids from Hyundai, you get the best of both worlds. Like the reliable and efficient Tucson Hybrid with America's best warranty, or the stylish yet capable Santa Fe Hybrid with the power to navigate the toughest terrain. It's like having your cake and eating it too, but you know, better. Hybrids from Hyundai. It's the best of both worlds. America's best warranty claim based on total package of warranty programs. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And now, breaking news. You leaving me. Your state-of-the-art 65-inch 4K smart television. For going out with friends and not staying in to watch TV. Sources confirm that is a terrible decision. Picture-in-picture mode. Do your friends have that? Can they simultaneously stream live sports and extreme baking shows? How about I make everything sepia? Whatever you want, I'll do it. Just don't put me on standby.
Don't listen to your TV. Head out with your friends and grab some ice-cold Heinekens. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
From Jason Momoa, Hawaii's our home. Chief of War. He's streaming August 1st on Apple TV+. Cruel men will be coming soon. If this island is torn between chiefs, Hawaii will fall. Don't miss the epic event of the summer. To save a kingdom,
I believe we are stronger together.
a warrior will rise.
If there's any hope, it is you.
I will fight for our people. Chief of War, streaming August 1st on Apple TV+.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on the fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. Anything that we needed to talk about that we didn't get in before you get back to the calls, BT? I feel like
let's see.
Coming off a vacation, I had a lot of stuff. We got to that.
Superman, Gilmore, Little League suspension, check. Sal stay-at-home vacation, which drove him half nuts, check.
One thing I will say, so Saturday was the day that my buddy Vin came over with his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we grew up, hanging out together. The first time we ever hung out, just him and his daughter and me and my daughter.
That's always fun. It
was cool. They came over in the pool. Now my wife's out, right? And what do you think is going on? She's texting me, "Oh, how's it going? You having fun? Send pictures."
Okay.
Send pics like, we're dudes. We're in the pool. We're managing, figuring out how to, change the diapers, get the kids to go to bed, whatever it may be. Like, we're not. You know what we're doing? We're not taking pictures. We're complaining about our wives. Like, that's what we're doing. Wives want the pictures. Guys are complaining about the wives.
You should have taken a picture of you guys complaining about your wives.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Get it off the ring.
But
here's a screenshot. We're right in the middle talking about you. How do you like that?
Right. Here's me and Vin complaining about you guys harassing us, not leaving us alone. Anyway, so that was one note there. And I know you did not see the whole Billy Joel special, right?
No, a little snippet. I actually fell asleep, which I never do watching something.
Yeah, that's the other thing, dude. Even though it's like, oh, yeah, daughter's asleep at 8 o'clock. I'm thinking I'm going to go all night and watch all these movies. No, by 10 o'clock, I'm like, I'm starting to struggle a little bit.
What time should you get up the next day?
6:30.
Because you're going to sleep in it all, yeah.
6:30. No, it's exhausting.
Yep.
I don't know how my wife does it. I won't tell her that. I'm like, I work 3 jobs. Suck it up. What are you going to do? Stay home and take care of the kid all day? Big deal. But no, it is a long day. But so the Billy Joel thing is a must watch. I'll wait for you to talk about that.
What do you love about it so much? Without giving specifics of the actual footage.
It was incredible insight. First of all, you know about his story a little bit. Like, it's almost like the real life Rocky, where remember how Rocky, when Paulie loses all his money?
When Paulie? Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, right.
The power of attorney.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Well, Billy Joel trusted his ex-wife's brother.
Christy Brinkley?
No. The one before that. It goes through all his wives, and they're all in it, by the way. Christy Brinkley's in it. His first wife, Elizabeth Weber's in it.
His first wife is in it. Dude, from the 70s, when he was just coming up?
It's 4 hours long. There's 2 parts to it. So I know, but it's an easy, because then there's music. My favorite part about it is it goes into explanation for all the songs.
Yes.
All the familiar songs that we all know about.
Yeah.
You get detail about how he wrote all those songs and what he was going through. It really is fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
And I love him even more, and I've been listening to a lot of the music since, but yeah, his ex-wife, who was his first muse, and they came up together, whatever, even against her suggestion, he made her brother his manager, and he ended up screwing him
over a little bit. How much did he lose? How much did he like a ton? Because he wasn't making that much to start. So much big shot like that at that point.
I don't remember the exact time frame, but he put it this way: he should have had a lot more.
Yeah.
And he then had to come up with more music and go back out on tour again.
Just to
like
get back
Rocky
to
getting
even,
back in the ring, just to start getting back and then making more. Long story short, he's okay, but
he also blew a lot on coke and booze and ran cars and off-road. Like Billy was a maniac
but
when he was younger.
He also says that he was not. It was reported that they were DUIs, and he denies it, saying that they were not DUI. Yeah, you got to watch it. Yeah, it's 4 hours, so it seems long, and I watched it in 2 parts. Like
HBO Max.
Yeah. It's fantastic, though. I couldn't recommend that enough. And then, obviously, the only other thing that we didn't really discuss, you discussed it last week, was the Hogan stuff. But we could get into that. Maybe later in the week, I was thinking we'd do a power-up, because I know we've been caught up on watching Hogan stuff.
How about his top 5 opponents, his top 5 rivalries?
His top 5, whatever you want to do it, but we should do a power-up with Hogan later in the week. He's such a big deal.
I know. It really hit me harder the last couple of days. I have listened to I Am a Real American. It honestly sounds a ridiculous amount of time. I was working out yesterday in the basement. I like Alexa put on I Am a Real American, and it went through 3 or 4 different before it finally got me to the right one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh God, what when it comes crash? And he drops the leg on the cheek. I went down a rabbit hole with him. He was the man. He really was.
I watched yesterday WrestleMania, the first match against Sheik.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 3,
84
WrestleMania 5.
Yep.
Yeah, WrestMania 5.
Was WrestleMania 5 the Ultimate Warrior?
No, that was 6. 5 was Savage. Mega Powers Explode.
Oh, yeah. And Bundy was 2.
Yeah.
Well, because 3 was Andre, of course.
1 was the Piper and Orndorff and Mr. T and Hogan.
Of course. And then the
2
second one was when Piper boxed Mr. T, which was horrendous.
Yeah, right.
And then he was in the cage with Bundy Hulk.
Right.
In number 2.
Yes. And then 3 was really my first memory of it.
Silverdome.
Yes.
Andre.
And then 4 was when Savage won in the tournament, but Hogan helped him out. Then they build up the Mega Powers, and then they explode.
Then they explode.
That Saturday Night Main Event where Liz gets knocked out.
That was the best behind in the dressing room.
Yeah.
You got eyes for my girl. I see those jealous eyes.
So my buddy Jimmy Trainer texted me Hogan dead. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
And then I was driving to brunch at the time, and I was like, what? It was one of those, look, I do want to put it in perspective because I do think people are going overboard a little bit with somebody that, when you lose a parent, like my father died, unfortunately, at 65. That hits you a little bit different than Hulk Hogan dying.
Of course.
Right. So I just want to put it in perspective. I wasn't crushed and I couldn't move on with my day. But there is a sadness to it when somebody who felt immortal and larger than life, I actually can't believe he's dead. But with all the clips that are out there and all the, Hulkamania, well, it sounds corny, but
Hulkamania's going to live forever?
Yeah,
it's going to run wild forever. It really is. It does sound corny, but it's true. And it doesn't really sound corny if you lived it. Yeah, of course, not a parent. It's not family. But, I don't know. There has to be 1 or 2. But, even Ozzy, I loved Ozzy's music. Rest in peace, amazing. Malcolm Jamal Warner, loved The Cosby Show, amazing.
I met him once. I rang him up.
Who, Ozzy or Malcolm Jamal Warner?
No, Ozzy, that would have been something. Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Okay.
I was working in the summer. We used to get transferred out to Bridgehampton, King Cullen. So it was out east. Yeah, that's the picture me ringing people. I still have the receipt. He signed a receipt for me. I rang him up. Cindy Crawford used to shop there. Molly Shannon.
She's hysterical.
So I rang up Malcolm Jamal Warner once, and he wrote 2 Sal Peace and all that after I rang up his groceries. I was saddened by that one as well.
That was a great show, and he was a good guy.
Yeah,
and he drowned with his family in Costa Rica. Horrendous.
They were with his daughter, and they saved his daughter.
They did. And somebody else I thought was, I guess they just pulled him out.
Good
and they couldn't get him.
That's horrible.
But, I mean, somebody dies and, some people lay it on extra thick, and it doesn't really impact them the way they portray. I think a lot of that's derived from trying to be respectful. I don't think that. But, with Hulk Hogan, I don't know that there has to have been 1 or 2, maybe, another death that really made me feel that way, non-family, because of how early he was in the picture for my life,
right?
And how much I loved the guy as a wrestler.
I know, and how many years he's been relevant, and that.
That too.
There are very few. You think what Jordan? You think you'd feel that impact with Jordan?
Matty Lynn would have cried my eyes out for sure. Donnie, Donnie would be the guy. And I don't even want to start trying. I shouldn't even say. I don't.
No, I know.
The athletes that I loved growing up.
That's true. I guess I wasn't even thinking that. I'm thinking more like I was thinking Tyson or that level of. It's different with the baseball guys because we feel like we're close to that. Hogan was a national.
Yeah.
When do you think? Give me the other names who are even of that magnitude.
From wrestling or
no,
anything.
Just in general. That's what I'm saying. You're talking about Jordan. You're talking about Tyson. That type of magnitude.
Tiger.
Yeah.
Jack.
But that's what Hogan is.
I know, no question about it.
So much so that people were texting my wife, oh my God.
How's Sal doing?
Yeah. Yeah, because of Hulk Hogan. Or even they were a little saddened by it. I wore a Hulk Rule shirt because I have a lot of stuff.
You do. You have you do.
Yeah, so the next day I wore it. And
I sent you a picture from the garage from the chairs that we got at Saturday Night's Main Event. Hogan's on it that they gave us.
And people were like, oh, yeah, nice shirt. You never know. Obviously.
Well, because he said some things.
Well,
it's a little complicated. What about, did you see what Cody Rhodes said?
I did not see.
Yes, so Triple H was phenomenal.
Right.
Cody Rhodes started it, and he started with it's complicated. I thought that was the wrong approach. It is complicated with Hulk. We all understand that. I think he's going to lament that down. That is his testimony to as a voice of the WWE, and I just.
Well, you don't think he should have said it's complicated?
I don't think. No, Triple H didn't say that.
Yeah. Here's why, to me, it's common sense. This is not about Terry Bollea or Hulk Hogan, the person. The same way we don't talk about Lawrence Taylor, the person.
Exactly. Who's been arrested how many times?
Yeah, we're talking about Hulk Hogan. Obviously, we know, you would hope that obviously people know what he said, the racist stuff and his thoughts, not even just what he said, his feelings on that were absurd. We're talking about Hulk Hogan, the character. But by the way, he lied to us about the prayers, the vitamins, and all that stuff as well. Guy was doing PED, so he was a liar. I looked up to Hulk Hogan, do the training, the prayers, and the vitamins. You find out, he was doing PEDs.
Well, maybe he was praying he didn't get pinched.
Yeah, well, whatever.
He knew he was.
So there were
doing it.
obviously issues. Nobody would stand by the racism. and
No,
all that.
of course not. You get separation from that. I just don't think it's the first thing you do. But you know, whatever some people did, I didn't think that Cody should have taken that route myself. The thing
Or political. I don't even think that, but that was a big thing.
Stumping for Trump with the Republican convention at the Garden.
I didn't even think about that, but that was a big thing too. Apparently,
I mean, that was very polarizing.
Yeah.
50% love Trump, 50% hate. Give or take a percent. They hate him. So if you hate Trump, and then you hate Hogan for his role at the convention. The thing though too, and I said this when you were out when I found out about this, like. All right, there's going to be somebody who is, an amazing dunker, but maybe a better dunker than Jordan. But nobody's going to change the sneaker game like Jordan.
I heard you say this about Hogan.
There's just nobody's going to change. I don't think the pass rush quite like Lawrence Taylor did off the edge. And I don't know how anybody can quite elevate wrestling. Same with Tiger and golf, the way Hogan did. There's only so much more for it to grow. Because I was telling the stories. My grandma was watching it at St. Dominic's Parish in 1980, like in Bensonhurst or OLA or St. Pat's in Bay Ridge. Right. And you had Ivan Putski and Andre the Giant showing up for 600 people.
He built it up to where, it could get bigger, but never be the first the way he did it again. All right, let's get back to some serious stuff here. 888-80, not that Hogan dying is not serious, but you know what I'm talking about. 888-808-1019. Martino has a report here. It came out 9 minutes ago.
Now, like this?
We mentioned it before. Mauricio, Beatty, Vientos.
Yep.
Of those three, before I give you what he's reporting here. And it's not an actual trade or anything like that.
Just maybe something he's thinking about?
Give me who you think of those three would be most likely to be on the move.
I think that I'm not saying that I would agree with this. Yeah. I think the Mets would be most inclined to move Vientos.
Andy Martino, 9 minutes ago, quote, the Mets are discussing Mark Vientos in trade talks and are believed open to moving him this week.
There you go. And the reason why I said that is because I think that they were very turned off by there was a professional forget about the stats. They are what they are. He's had a bad year. Also been hurt. But there was a professional indifference from him early this year, going back to that early
against the Marlins.
And Mendoza spoke to him, Lindor spoke to him. A couple of plays at third where he was just sloppy. There was a foul ball. There was just you Met fans and those who you know what I'm talking about. And then not busting hump down the line. I think that they think that he is more expendable than the others. Mauricio's got a world of talent. Beatty has looked the part more and more and more. Maybe they just think Vientos is lazy or they don't know how good he truly is.
He doesn't have a position. Look, if you go back to where it was a year ago, maybe what he did during last season was the aberration because prior to that, the organization, even with prior regimes, weren't high on him.
I know they weren't. Not at all.
Buck couldn't deal with them. I'm not saying he couldn't stand him personally, but Buck wanted no part of him. Can't field, clearly.
Can't run.
And now, he's got that confidence. Now he didn't back up his aberration of a year. He needed to cement it.
Yep.
God, man, it's shocking. Let me just read this, then we'll take a break and finish up on the phones. Mets have been discussing Vientos in trade talks this week. This is Andy Martino, SNY.TV. Rival executives believe that the team is willing to move him. This according to league sources. Teams have asked about Vientos, Beatty, and Mauricio. The Mets are not actively trying to rid themselves of any of those young infielders, but given Beatty's recent production and newfound versatility, rival execs have come away with the sense that Vientos is more available than the others.
Well, I would say that, and again, I mean, what does it really mean? But how I read it, and I gave you the name Vientos before you gave me the name in Andy's report, I think the Mets are reading that properly.
I agree with that. Which is crazy to think a year ago.
I was saying he should bat too. Remember that?
Yeah, but we're coming into the year,
Vientos, Soto.
And I still think he's got that potential, but they're going to have to make a decision on one of them.
Yep.
That's the point.
Yep.
And if it were me, I'm leaving Mauricio alone. Not that I would ever have anybody untouchable, but there's not going to be anything worth it to get back to move him. So leave him alone. So then it's Beatty or Vientos. Which one do you trust to at least contribute at the big league level more consistently?
It's become Beatty.
Yeah, he's definitely more versatile already.
Second base, third, lefty stick. He's playing well for last month. Yep.
BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019.
Baseball heartbreak, football glory. WFAN covers every win, loss, and headline from the Yankees, Mets, Jets, and Giants. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute. No one doubts NBA star Nikola Jokic's ability, but sometimes it seems that he views basketball as just a job. The three-time MVP broke into tears when a horse he owns won a race in Serbia. A lot of athletes have various interests. Usually they hide it. Joker does not. He's all about the horses, and we can safely congratulate him because it doesn't take away from his ability to dominate in basketball at all. I'm Andrew Perloff.
DQ presents how to make a Blizzard treat even sweeter.
Just get a Blizzard treat on Miracle Treat Day, July 31st, and help support kids like me, Ari. On Miracle Treat Day, $1 or more of each Blizzard treat sold at participating locations benefits your local children's hospital. So treat yourself in the most meaningful way and support local kids like me on Miracle Treat Day at DQ, Thursday, July 31st. DQ, happy tastes good.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
FanDuel, because nothing says summer fun like adding excitement to the game while your friends are getting sunburned at the beach. Summer sports are calling your name. Baseball under the stadium lights, golf on pristine green fairways, soccer matches with world-class goals, and all the action-packed moments in between. You are going to spend all day following your favorite sports on your phone anyway. Might as well make it more thrilling with FanDuel. Open the app today to see the daily promotions. If you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com/Evan to get started. We love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over, physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable. Bonus bets expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Taking a Cadillac is more than just taking a drive. It elevates every journey. It's the smooth excitement of an all-electric Lyric, the exhilarating thrill of pushing the limits in a Cadillac Optic, the liberating freedom in the expansive XT6, or the confidence that commands attention in an Escalade or Escalade IQ. Discover which Cadillac is right for you and elevate every journey. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you got to hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe, and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflush.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflush.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free, so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflush.com.
Come out to Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, August 13th and celebrate Aaron Judge winning the 2024 American League Most Valuable Player Award. It's Aaron Judge MVP Bobblehead Night, presented by T-Mobile. The first 18,000 guests will receive this unique bobblehead that celebrates Aaron Judge winning the 2024 American League Most Valuable Player Award. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. Again, don't miss Aaron Judge MVP Bobblehead Night, presented by T-Mobile, when the Yankees face the Twins on Wednesday, August 13th.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, post that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, texts, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use your phone sin problema. Stop by your New York Verizon store today. For unlimited welcome in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Town Fair Tire became New England's #1 discount tire dealer by giving you the absolute lowest prices guaranteed. And with over 100 stores from Connecticut to Maine, we'll beat anybody's price. Other dealers, we beat them. Warehouse clubs, we beat them. Online sites, we beat them all every day. So remember, for the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Discount prices. Town Fair Tire. Call of the day with Brendan Tierney and Sal Licata on The Fan.
Cameron calling from Mahwah. What's up, Cameron?
Hi.
Hi.
I want the Mets to trade for Luis Robert Jr. from the Chicago White Sox because it sounds like the White Sox really want Mark Vientos. I don't know how I feel about trading Vientos, but Lubob has very good potential. I feel like once he gets out of Chicago, he'll be very good. His season stats, he has a 209 batting average, which is a little concerning, but he does have 10 home runs and 41 RBIs. How do you feel about trading for Luis Robert for the New York Mets?
Well, I'm trying to get past the fact, and thank you for the call, Cameron, that you obviously sounded underage there.
Yep. But pretty well spoken.
Well, yeah, very good.
Pretty buttoned up. Pretty good job, buddy.
How about that Lubob? I never heard that for Luis
Neither
Robert.
have I.
Now, do we pin this on Hoff's bad ear because of the ear infection? What happened there, Hoff? How'd that one get by you?
Well, he sounded smarter than me. That's the first thing.
So you did know he was a child that you put on?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did talk to his grandfather who was sitting right next to him. I forgot Stan was his name.
I think he was great.
Yeah,
He's better than some of the other calls we had today. That kid was on top of it, man. He's giving stats.
He did sound pretty good. There you go. Young Cam bringing the heat earlier for the call of the day. Let's finish up on the phone.
How old do you think, by the way, Sal? He sounded like 9.
8, yeah.
He was young.
Something like that.
Very good.
Gregory is calling from under 10. 10U.
Yes.
Gregory calling from
10U, yes.
Gregory calling from Atlanta. What's up, Greg?
That's right. What's up, Greg?
Hey, gents. Well, I hope you enjoyed your vacation there, sir.
Thanks.
Just want to let you guys know you guys do put on a great show. I concur with the young man that called regarding Luis Robert. I think it'd be a great opportunity for the Mets. I mean, no, I do like. Don't get me wrong. I do like Mark Vientos, but he's kind of a little bit one-dimensional. It's the power bat, and that's it. He's slow. He can't. He's slow at running the bases. So he's expendable.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons, Gregory, and thank you for the call. It's one of the reasons why, BT, last year before the season, I was not a fan of Vientos. How can you have a young kid who can't play a position? Like, he can't play third, whatever at first. They didn't need a first baseman at the time. Like, that was a big part of why I was anti-Mark Vientos, and then he went and performed the way that he did offensively. And if you do that, you figure it out. You have him play third, you have him play first, or you have him DH. I think the Mets are at a point now, clearly, where they know they need to make a decision. Now, it could be a mistake. Maybe Vientos goes somewhere else and turns out to be a prolific offensive player. I'm with you more so. I know you're making the faces.
Yeah, I don't feel it at this point, which is really weird because the reason why I thought Vientos, why I was sold on Vientos is, and he had a lot of good regular season moments. But to me, when you hit the way he hit against the best pitching in the playoffs, like that's next level stuff. Now, I'm not saying there can't be, a bit of fool's gold in somebody's performance on a big stage, but generally, that comes with an abundance of talent and pitch recognition, and more importantly, for me, like a slow heartbeat. The reason why I like Vientos was everything was getting more intense, and he was just slowing down, ripping. Like, he wasn't overwhelmed at all, and I thought that would serve him well.
Also, BT, it does bear watching because of what this means for the future. Where Vientos was always looked at as insurance for Alonso, in case, at least last year, was, you just move Vientos to first base.
That's what was said.
So not only insurance for Alonso, moving forward, but also who the hell's going to DH next year? Like, Starling Marte is not going to be here
next year.
Meaning that you give up on that bat. Now, you're going to be getting something in return if you give up Vientos. It's not like they're looking to actively go out there and do it, but if they do, that's a pretty high upside right-handed bat that could either play first or DH moving forward. To think about maybe not having Alonso or not having a DH.
Well, think about what Stearns values, and because look, who brought in Tyrone Taylor? That was David Stearns. He had him in Milwaukee. I mean, obviously he's not hitting much. He's never going to hit, but he's a hell of a center fielder. And when Stearns addressed this the other day, He was fairly supportive of Taylor, even though he said, listen, he's not hitting the way, optimally, we want a little bit more. But if you're a Stearns guy and you know what he's valuing, I mean, Vientos is just not a defensive player, never will be. Heavy feet, not a real position. Stearns is saying to himself, I'm not going to win big games with this guy. Right. I mean, the time to trade him would be now, where he still has some upside.
And clearly too many holes offensively as well. Well, I mean, that is a interesting day one here of trade deadline week, where you got the reports now coming out. Fast and furious, I'm sure, over the next couple of days. Who knows? Maybe something even breaks later today. Andy did say to tag that column, the Mets are actively seeking bullpen help.
Another arm.
And potentially a starter and center fielder as well.
I think they need a starting pitcher.
He referenced Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly. He referenced those two.
Maybe get all three of them. Or maybe get one of the pitchers and Suarez.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to make that move, you might as well get one of the pitchers back, too. Gallen, high upside. All right, that does it for us. Good to be back with you, BT. Do it again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thanks to Dove. Thanks to Hoff. Thanks to